Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tech Support Challenge RGB Edition. I am extremely excited to be bringing this to you today, sponsored by Intel with the help of several of our tech YouTuber community members. So co-hosting the stream with me today is the one, the only, Dmitry from Hardware Canucks. Dmitry.
Wow, what an intro. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, we're gonna get the timing. We're gonna work on getting the timing right. He's in like Bulgaria or something like that. So
there we go. That's right.
Yeah, it's gonna
Not
be a
something
bit of a
like that.
delay.
You got it right.
But
Yeah.
we're doing our best with it. And our contestants today, who will be competing to see who can troubleshoot their RGB gaming system, not just the fastest, but also the best. The one and only KristoferYee and the one and only ToastyBros. Well, it's not really one and only. There's two of them. It's Jack and Matt versus Chris. And you might say to yourself, gee, Linus, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. 2 versus 1. That's not really fair. Except for one thing. Oh, they apparently can't hear Dmitry, guys. Please fix it. Please fix it.
Oh, no.
He's not talking right now.
We have got a solution to that problem. The ToastyBros will be going at this tag team style. So it's only 1 versus 1 at a time. They will definitely be able to apply 2 brains to our challenge today. So I want to run through the rules real quick here for you guys. First of all, we learned our lesson last time when it was Steve from Gamers Nexus versus Jay's 2 cents. We will not be allowing BIOS or Cmos clearing on the motherboards. If there are issues with the configuration, you are going to have to solve them. Also, you may only use computer hardware that we have provided for the competition. Within the care package, and my contestants can hear me right now, right? I certainly hope so. Within your care package, you will have all of the... They what?
They can't hear us right now.
Why not?
We haven't brought them in yet.
Can you bring them in, please?
Here.
All right. Time to run through the competition rules with you guys. Are you ready? Great. I noticed that in the pre-stream, you guys kind of like got started there. So you've gone back to not having started yet, correct?
I've never touched this thing. Don't know what you're talking about.
We have never touched it. I don't know what you're talking about either. That never
Rule number
happened.
1, don't touch the computer until the judges say it's okay to touch the computer. Rule number 2, no BIOS resets or clearing Cmos. If you guys watched the last competition, you'll have been aware that Steve found a bit of a shortcut to some of our BIOS configuration sabotage by simply resetting it. If you do that, you can still complete the competition, but there will be a large penalty. And I'll say this much, it's not worth it. Next rule, you may only use the hardware that we have provided to you for the competition. If you need to fix or change out parts, we have provided all the spares that you may or may not need. So just because we provided a spare doesn't mean that you actually need it. I mean, I hope this goes without saying, no stream peeking, you guys. No stream peeking at all. Dmitry,
None of that.
Dmitry, would you ever stream peek?
Never.
Of course not. So our contestants aren't allowed to either. We have to all hold ourselves to the same standard as Dmitry. Furthermore,
But you can access the internet to help identify and search for your problems. So just be smart about that. But you may be also required to download some assets, programs, and etc. during the competition. So having an internet connection is quite required for this challenge.
Yep.
but what if they need some help, Dmitry? What can we do?
Well, we got 3 tech tips. I mean, you got the only tech tip guy right here. So we have 3 tech tips available from both Linus and myself. So you can ask for a hint, or if the hosts ask you to give, we'll count that one of your tech tips out of the 3. So keep that in mind.
All right. I'm going to let you guys get started now, but keep your ears peeled because we're going to be running through what exactly your objectives are today. And a 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh,
All right, this is
Sure
that tiny delay there was awesome.
So good. So here are the goals. Goal number 1. is worth 5 points. Do not exceed a maximum CPU temperature of 55 degrees while running the Blender tests BMW 27, Classroom, and Fishy Cat in succession. And I pretty much guarantee you the computers will not... Can you cut them? I pretty much guarantee you the computers will not hit this mark out of the box. What's goal number 2, Dmitry?
You have to achieve each computer-specified minimum score in Eugen and Super with the default 4K optimized settings. So there's 2 scores for ToastyBros PC and Christopher's PC. So it's good that they have those scores on hand. That way they can see if something's wrong with the PC after they run this benchmark in particular.
Now, guys, you might look at these scores and think, gee, it's kind of weird that ToastyBros has to hit a higher score. Well, there are slight differences between one piece of hardware and another, even within the same product lineup and model. So we actually made sure to test exactly the configurations that we sent to them, so we know how they're supposed to perform if they are working correctly. Goal number 3 is to configure and create a cohesive theme utilizing the RGB capable components in the case and the LED screen on the case itself. Watch out,
I'm really
though.
excited to see that.
Me too. Watch out though, because a variety of RGB software is available to you already on the computer, so you shouldn't need to download anything, but there will be a penalty for installing unnecessary RGB software. Dun, dun, dun. Finally, goal number 4. Dmitry, what do we got?
So we got to install the RTX Quake 2 demo on the 2.5-inch SSD that is in the system, and get to the second checkpoint section on the medium settings, or if you're using on the nightmare settings for some bonus points, and if you have some crazy FPS skill. Now you have to get to the second checkpoint. There's a hatch that you drop into, and it then initiates a loading screen. So that is the goal number 4 with the RTX Quake 2 demo.
All right, the only other bonus points available are if you are the first to finish, you get 3 bonus points.
And you get 3 additional points if you change the difficulty to Nightmare if you dare in the Quake demo. You could run it on medium, but Nightmare will get you those 3 extra points.
All right, so Chase, drop me in with just Dmitry so we can deliberate for a second here. What do you think is going to be the most challenging part of this troubleshooting competition?
We gotta troubleshoot our own stuff. It all fits within the theme of the competition.
I think by far the hardest part is going to be the RGB. I mean, just to give the audience some idea of what these guys are up against. There's about 15 to 20 problems with the systems. Things like case fans being plugged into the incorrect controller modules, a pull configuration on the fans, things like that. But I expect them to get all that stuff, especially if they did their homework and they watched the last tech support challenge. Where they could run into real trouble, though, is RGB. I mean, frankly, you've done RGB builds before. Yeah, I can tell just from the look on your face. RGB between the hardware and the cables all over the place and the software, it's a nightmare. It's a total nightmare.
It's such a nightmare, especially because what you've done for this challenge has been very cleverly to introduce as many brands into the equation as possible, because each brand has their own software, and sometimes hardware works with different software configurations. But in this instance, there's just so many brands into which you have to download their own specific RGB suite and play around with that. And so I'm curious to see how they approach this sort of software equation, and if they can actually figure out to get everything working correctly, because sometimes RGB, man, it doesn't play out as you want it to. My gosh.
No, I've got a weird issue with my kid's PC, actually, where Corsair, I think, supports a maximum of 6 strips or fans off of a single port. And then the 6th one only illuminates like a third of the way across. And I was like, oh, I must just have a defective strip or something like that. So I switched it with the 5th one, and that didn't fix it. And I was just like, what?
Oh man.
I had no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Plus, in the software, you have to select a particular product into which the items are plugged into the port on the hub, for example. So if you don't set that correctly, the RGB controller doesn't know what is plugged into it. So you could have so many issues not realizing that you just have to select the proper item in the drop-down menu, you know?
All right, so let's talk through the systems that these guys are troubleshooting. It looks like Chris has gone for, I didn't have his feed for a little bit there. Has he already figured out the thermal compound issue?
I think he's working on it.
Seems to be working on it. So one of the problems is they're not going to be able to hit those target CPU temps if they do not reapply their thermal paste. So Chris is, at least it looks like he's trying to pull off his CPU cooler. And Matt from the ToastyBros is already pulling out his power supply box. Ooh, Interesting. Now, he would have... yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say that looking at them trying to get that initial understanding of the system is just like so painful because of all the cables that are related to the RGB.
Yeah.
But it also seems like none of them are approaching it from, what Jay and Steve did of like trying to go from bare bones of like deconstruct the system and figuring out what's happening from ground zero. Whereas here, both of them, I feel like, are stuck in that cabling mess that they have to go around in order to like reach components and figure out if there's a slot or something to do with the CPU.
It's kind of overwhelming because
Yeah.
it's one thing to be trying to troubleshoot something. It's another to be trying to troubleshoot something with a time limit, and it's quite another when you don't have easy access to what you're trying to do. And if I was them, in an RGB system, I would actually be more afraid to just unplug everything and start over, because going back and trying to like trace all those cables back to where they originate, it's a daunting task. Oh, interesting. Christopher is popping all of his memory modules right now. So something that you can't tell just by looking at this is we are only running, to my knowledge, brand and lighting kit are installed. Yeah, we're only actually running 2 memory modules, and 2 of them are just like lighting blanks. So the memory is running in single channel mode, but that would only be obvious if they pull out all the sticks and see which ones are real sticks and which ones are just lighting. At least that is in my troubleshooting list, Chase, but those look like Corsair memory modules, and I don't believe Corsair has blanks.
But it almost seems like...
Oh, never mind. Apparently Corsair does have lighting blanks. Oh, he's checking. He's checking.
But look, Christopher has all them out, and he's I think he has found the 2 blanks, and or at least he's repopulating the one that he thinks is the real memory back into the motherboard. But wow, I'm surprised at how quickly. I didn't even know there were blanks, to be honest. So
Very interesting.
This is awesome.
Chase, can you patch us through to Christopher? I'd like to talk to him about what he's doing right now.
Oh wait, he's populating them all.
Christopher, can you tell us what you're working on right now? You just popped all your memory out and you're putting it back in. What's the deal with that?
I'm just very scared. So I know that this is supposed to be like some enthusiast put it together, and then potentially, it's a mistake that they made. But since I know that you guys are the one that messed with it, I'm like hyper paranoid. I'm thinking you like put tape underneath the RAM sticks or something.
Oh, okay. So when you were going through the RAM, you were just checking for tape and stuff like that?
I know that's not a normal thing to check for, but I was also just checking to see if there was anything fishy going on. I don't think I saw something, but if I did, oh my. What is this rat's nest? What did you guys do back here?
Ooh, well, it's not really a question of what we did, and more a question of what we didn't do.
Oh my god.
Do you recognize everything?
You have like every product that you need for RGB cables. Why?
Oh, this is so funny to watch. I feel so good to be on this side of the show and not the contestants.
This is so closed.
Oh man, yeah, it's well, you know what? Good luck, Chris. We're gonna pop in with the ToastyBros and see how they're doing. Hey, Jack and Matt, how you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing all right.
All right, so Matt, do you want to walk me through what you've been doing so far? You've managed to lay the computer onto its side. I saw you go and get the power supply box.
Yes.
What were you doing with that?
So for originally, I was looking inside the power supply box because one of the fan hubs was Molex for some reason. So I was seeing if there was any extra cables that I could add to that just to use that fan hub. And now we're trying to see what we want to do for unscrewing this fan from here so we can change the fan orientation on this case.
Okay, why do you want to change the fan orientation exactly? I thought we did a great job of the fan orientation.
It feels wrong.
Oh, yeah, it's really good, but I think I can do something slightly better. So
I have a serious question. Did you build this, Linus?
I did not. I cannot take credit for this masterpiece. What?
It is very beautiful.
What problems do you feel like you have identified so far?
We did notice that there was very lackluster thermal paste on the CPU, and we feel like in terms of temperature control, that's probably one, and also the fan orientation. And then we just realized there's too much RGB selection, which we kind of hate you for that, but we're working on figuring this out.
It's a hilarious thing to observe,
The
though.
graphics card was forgotten.
I believe the graphics cards were shipped separately from the systems just to ensure that they were not damaged.
No, they
in
were.
shipping.
Like, oh, okay.
Right.
I thought maybe
Tag
you guys
in.
forgot, or I mean, not forgotten, but I thought you purposely didn't put them in.
No, these are ball
What
and
was
I'm trying to get that
systems.
fan off the bottom.
Yeah.
The last.
take the foot off.
Can we go back to just me and Dmitry? So one of the things we felt was necessary was to ship the systems with the graphics cards separately in their own box, because the last thing you want is an RTX 3080 coming loose and banging around inside the computer. Like there's so precious few of them that exist at this point that I don't want to be responsible.
That's a smart
for
thing to do
damaging
for
one.
sure. But plus, I think that also, given the challenge circumstance, I think they're all very skeptical about what's shipped with the system and what's where, so that they can approach it. But the thing is, I'm not seeing any strategy from them trying to approach it from figuring out something that's wrong with the CPU. It almost seems like it's a bit of a sporadic system of trying to figure out what's happening with the fans first and then move on to the next thing that is clearly visible to your eyes. But I don't know. Do you see any strategies that they're implementing? I don't think so.
Honestly, it looks very haphazard to me. Let's walk through the systems that they're working on. So they're all equipped with a Core i7-10700K. This stream is, of course, brought to you by Intel, and we're going to have full details for the big giveaway in just a moment. For cooling, they're both using NZXT Kraken Z73s. So these are triple 120mm all-in-one liquid coolers. They're running ASRock H470 Steel Legend motherboards with Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro memory. And of course, it's 16 gigs of memory in a 2x8 gig configuration. So Chris didn't appear to notice this, but two of those modules are actually just RGB lighting blanks and not memory. So we'll see if
Now,
he figures that out.
I've never seen a memory blank. Now, what happens if he turns the system on? Will the system post with the blanks installed?
It will. It'll post, but whether he's running in single or dual channel configuration, as far as I can
Right.
tell, is now just a lottery.
Right.
Because
you
if
have to like feel which one is the heavy one or which one's the lighter blank, and you have to space them out accordingly. And if you're feeling like, yeah,
Well, they
you
have a
must be
part
getting
number on
really
them.
lucky.
But
Right.
I mean, you weren't even familiar with the concept of these RGB blank modules, so there's a solid chance that our competitors are not familiar with them. They're the kind of thing that no actual customer would ever buy. Like, I'm not gonna spend that, like, they're not even cheap. It's like $50. It's $50, and the memory itself was 80. If I'm gonna spend another
Yeah.
$50, I'm just gonna get more memory, right? Like, it's ridiculous. So
Yeah.
most people would never have any reason to use these things. So it's quite possible they just have no idea that they exist.
Well, I'm excited to see if the ToastyBros eventually get to the memory and they can maybe figure it out, because so far we've seen that Christopher is in a bit of a trouble. I mean, like, he has reinstalled them, but maybe he got lucky and got them in dual channel.
Maybe he did.
We'll see.
Now, to make life even more difficult, not all of the RGB in these systems is the simple kind of RGB. And I say simple kind of loosely here. I consider simple RGB to be the kind where you've got an RGB controller that you install in your case, you power it, there's a software that runs that RGB controller, and then you just kind of plug everything into it like a hub. So, you know, LED strips and case fans and stuff like that. Some of the most complicated RGB to deal with is the kind that's built into a product that requires its own software ecosystem, or if you're lucky, happens to have compatibility with the software ecosystem that, you know, your motherboard happens to already use. So that's where a couple of these are going to come in. So for storage, both of the systems have two SSDs. One PCI Express SSD, so that one goes in one of the expansion slots, and then one SATA SSD. Both of them are RGB, one from AORUS and one from TEAMGROUP. Then the video card, of course, has its own RGB. The case has its own RGB. It's an InWin 309. And the Corsair RM750 watt power supply is, I think, the one thing in this system that does not have any RGB lighting.
I think so. That must be the only component. But then a curveball in there with the two sets of fans. And so we have the Thermaltake Ring Plus TT 120mm.
Yeah. 100%. And if these guys are still figuring out, like, reorienting fans, oh boy, we are going to be in for a pretty rough ride. Why don't we check in with Chris and see how he's doing? Wait, no! We should give the giveaway. We should give the giveaway details, right?
Yeah, we definitely.
Is it time?
It's time!
Let's do it. Okay, so hold on a second. Big thank you to Intel for sponsoring today's PC Tech Support Challenge. Their Core i9-10900 processor, Core i9-10900K processor is a high-powered CPU, 10 cores, it's great for gaming and all sorts of things. And it can be equipped with a Cooler Master Liquid ML360 Sub-Zero, that's right, sub-ambient cooler to get the absolute most out of it if you are overclocking. That's right, my friends, and get this. You can enter our giveaway with Intel on Twitter for a chance to win one of 200 special edition Core i9-10900K processors plus a cryo cooler from Cooler Master. That's right, and it is not just a regular Core i9-10900K, it is a golden sample. These were hand-picked by Intel as the absolute best that their silicon is capable of, and we've actually tested them and found that in the real world, we were able to get single and two-core clock speeds as high as 4.7, 4.8 gigahertz for real-world gaming performance gains with this sub-ambient cooler. It's a pretty sweet system. They are definitely doing a lot of work on the software to enable this. Well, not just software, like the firmware, the software, the hardware. It all comes together. It's pretty darn cool. Watching a CPU just drop down within a matter of like 5 to 10 seconds to 0 degrees is something else. All you gotta do is follow at Intel Tech on Twitter and retweet their sweepstakes tweet for a chance to win. We're gonna have the link in the video description. The giveaway closes in 1 week on December 1st, 11:59 p.m. I was gonna say 12 a.m., but I don't want you to miss it by a minute. 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. December 1st, it's available to residents of USA, UK, and Canada. We are sorry we couldn't make it available for more of you, but unfortunately the laws around international giveaways make them very, very complicated. So guys, go check that out down below. All right, let's drop in with Chris and see how he's doing. Chris, you're on Tinder here, man? Chris, are you just swiping on Tinder, just checking your profile? Oh, got it. That's an ASRock board, so your general... No, wait. Oh, if he doesn't want a tech tip, I'm not supposed to help him, right?
You don't help him unless he wants it.
Yeah, these are supposed to be ASRock, aren't they?
No, ASUS.
Are they ASUS? Oh. Chase, my parts list is wrong.
Your parts list is gone.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes more sense because I was actually noticing that we equipped the systems with 3600 megahertz RAM, and I was like, why did we put that on an H470 Steel Legend, which is what's in my my configuration list? All right, that makes more sense. Well, that's even better. On ASUS, the power LED is with the positive side facing towards the rear I/O, and it's right. It's in line with the power switch, which I believe is on the top. So there's your free, there's your free tech tip. Free tech tip. That one doesn't count. Everyone gets one.
Hey, Linus, we might not be able to hear Dmitry or the other contestants. You can hear Chris in Discord, right? What? You can hear Chris in Discord.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear Chris in Discord? Yeah, okay. Discord is fine.
I can hear Chris. I can hear Chris.
Might be an issue with Dmitry.
Yeah, I can hear you, Dmitry. Oh, I see. Apparently the audio is just plain gone. Okay. All right, guys, we're aware that there's a couple of audio issues. We're getting it sorted out. Christopher has noticed that we swapped around some of the front panel connectors. That is always one of the most common errors that you'll see novice builders make. That's good, though. He's got that crossed off his list, so the front panel power and reset connectors were switched around. It's a little bit finicky to get in there and fix it, but now that he's identified it, he should have that solved in the next probably... Yeah, I don't know. He does seem to be going pretty slowly here. Let's say 10 to 30 seconds. All right, so Chase, can you drop us in on the ToastyBros, please?
Oh, you know what? I know why. We should be good now. It was a different scene.
All right, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, I know.
What do you feel you have identified so far as a problem? Actually, hold on 1 second. Apparently, we are still having a bit of an issue with audio coming through to the stream.
The scene is up. Audio's coming in OBS. The levels are there. You should take lead on the stream until we can get this audio situation figured out.
All right, so apparently they've only got audio from me for the time being. The good news is that you can tell me what you're working on, and I would be more than happy to explain it to the viewers. So hit me, Matt. What do you... Okay. All right. All right, so Matt's plan then is he's going to go ahead, keep fixing the fan orientation since, you know, it's something he's going to have to deal with eventually anyway. Then go ahead and throw the GPU into the system, try to fire it up, and see if there are any other problems. One of the things that they could do, especially because we are very far away and we only have kind of a grainy video feed to look at their work with, is just install the fans with, you know, half of the screws. But apparently they didn't think of that, so Matt, did you put all the screws back in? Okay. So, okay, so now you're cheating. Now you're cheating.
It gets more stressful by the day.
Squeezy peasy, easy lemon. All right, that's in. You want to try getting the fans plugged in?
Yep. Yep.
What's your strategy on like moving back and forth?
So I would have told you not to do that because now it's a separate
not
event.
labeled.
No, it just finished. Just now. Okay, well. No, it doesn't anymore. There's a delay. All right. So, are we live?
Is that NZXT cooler still there?
Cool.
Like that's
Can you drop me and Dmitry into a chat, please?
We should have done. We should.
All right, so why don't we have a quick look through all the things that they have to troubleshoot here, Dmitry. And
Let's do it.
And see what we think they have figured out and what they have not. So far,
Well,
they've managed the case fans.
The case fans, I guess that was like the most obvious one, but it looks like on the ToastyBros side is like they're kind of stuck up on the whole Molex connection. That's why they keep taking out the power supply and figuring out the wiring, which I think, I mean, you called it, like the wiring on the RGB stuff is just going to be such an extra challenge, and it seems like at least they figured out the fans, but not the wiring yet.
They might not even need whichever RGB controller module uses a Molex connector. Like, they haven't even looked at the products to determine which of these RGB controllers they need. So what else we got here? One of the GPU 8-pin cables is damaged and will not allow the GPU to run at full power, so they're going to have to figure that out. But as far as I can tell...
Whenever they install the GPU.
Yeah, whenever they get around to that. So as far as I can tell, the ToastyBros are the only ones that have actually pulled out their power supply box, but have not gotten as far as removing any cables from it or anything like that. Case fans are plugged into the incorrect controller modules, but other than changing the orientation, I don't think I've really seen them change anything. SATA cables for the 2.5-inch SSDs are not plugged into the motherboard, but instead into one another. They have not gotten to that yet.
But where are the SSDs? Are they just in the back of the case somewhere behind the motherboard tray?
One of the SSDs is installed in the case, but the other one was removed for shipping. So they're going to have to go through their hardware and find that SSD. So that's the PCI Express one, and that's the one that the operating system is actually installed on. There's no way they're going to be able to boot this system until they've installed it.
Right.
And then, yeah, go ahead.
Well, then there's also the boot drive is not set as a boot drive once they actually have them plugged in, so they have to do some BIOS work. But it also seems like there's a bunch of other things in the BIOS that have been you guys been tinkering with, like disable cores and hyper-threading. But I wonder which cores have been disabled. Do you know how many?
I'm not actually sure. All I know is that if they don't figure that out and enable all the cores, there is absolutely no way that they are going to hit that target score in Unigine superposition.
I guess one of the easiest ones in the BIOS would be to enable XMP. Like if you don't see it enabled, you just select that. But this disable LAN and the internet, that might be one of those things that I've never touched, but it's definitely one of the things that I will be looking at in the BIOS based on the first part. And there was a lot of things that even I learned over the first challenge of like trying to figure out what needs to happen as well.
Now, something I learned a long time ago, so you can see right now, Jack is installing his graphics card. One of the things I learned a long time ago is your graphics card should be the absolute last thing that you do because it tends to get in the way. So Chris already identified that the front panel connectors were not installed correctly. To my knowledge, Jack and Matt haven't done that yet. So if they go and they put that graphics card in, it's going to be harder to see what they're doing, and they're probably just going to have to pull it right back out when they have to go ahead and swap out those tiny little connectors.
Absolutely. And also another thing is that because we can see them tag teaming this as an advantage, but it almost isn't a disadvantage because once one of them leaves, the other one has to kind of replace him. But if they're not working in synchronization, they might be trying to like fix the same thing or kind of lose track of what has been already looked at. And I don't know. I don't see a strategy, but we'll see.
I want to drop in on Chris for a little bit here and figure out what the hey he's doing.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, what's up?
What are you doing, bud?
So right now I'm just trying to make sure that all the RGB goes in the right spot, but I'm noticing some of these Molex cables are a little bent, and I don't want to force them in there because I've broken things like this before. Trying to straighten them out.
Okay.
Do you have a strategy on like trying to figure out what is what because of all the RGB components, or do you have like mapped it in your head already?
So I mean, this is what I understand. All RGB products, you know, if they're smart RGB, most of them go into USB 2.0 slots. That's why we have the NZXT USB hub, so that it can all be plugged into this, and then this goes into the motherboard because the motherboard doesn't have enough USB 2.0 slots. And I'm very now concerned about if I have enough SATA power from the power supply, because I don't see another cable unless I'm just blind. But I have an idea. And I've also never... So here's the thing. These T-Force Deltas, super pretty SSDs. Love to have one. First time I did one, I think I plugged it into a 12 volt and fried it. So I don't know if I plugged it into a 5 volt or a 12 volt, but like that's probably going to be one of my tips because I don't want to fry this. But that's later. Yeah, so that's my plan. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're great. I do have one, I don't consider this one of your tech tips, but I do have one little hint for you. If you don't have enough cables, did you check if that's a modular power supply?
It is a modular power supply.
Oh, interesting.
Did you put it in the box? I have to go to the box?
Well, I didn't put it anywhere. I mean, I wasn't responsible for any of this.
I see. Passing the blame. Smart man.
But look, it seems like you've unpacked everything and packed it all away for space concerns, or you were just maybe perhaps not thinking you'd need to go back into the box again.
You guys are playing mind games. I don't know. Now I'm gonna search this whole damn box. I don't know where it is.
All right, well, we're gonna leave you to it, and we're gonna drop in on the ToastyBros. Have fun.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Chris found his cable mod cables. That's
You
good.
got the graphics card. The bottom fans are not spinning.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just see if we.
I'm gonna jump into the toasty room.
That good.
Hey, Jack.
This monitor is plugged in.
Hey, Jack, I just wanted to say I really like what you guys did with the front panel there. That looks fantastic.
Yeah, well, you said to have a cohesive... Yeah, you said a cohesive theme, and so your front logo actually matches my LTT boxers that you can get at LTT.com, so yeah.
LTT.com.
Nice. Good plug.
Come on now. We even got it on the front panel.
I don't know the exact name.
Did you see the front panel? It's animated.
It's LTT Store?
It's
Yep.
LTT Store, right?
Store.com.
.com, okay. Where would LTT.com take me then? That's the real question.
I don't know where LTT.com would take you, but
I'm getting the domain right now.
I fear it.
Are we not getting anything?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
Okay. Apparently the audio just cut out again. I am so sorry, guys. There is...
Oh no.
There is absolutely no explanation that I can offer for why this is happening. We are changing absolutely nothing in between killing and restarting the stream here, but our audio is cutting out for everyone except me, which makes absolutely no sense. 1 second. Have you guys tried killing Discord and restarting it?
Oh, he's talking to his people. Okay. I was like, we're talking to us?
I mean, GP's getting power.
Yeah.
Oh, the audio's fine. Are people just trolling me? I hate you so much right now, YouTube chat.
Wow.
So much.
That's so bad.
My anger level is like right up here right now. You know what? It's out of the frame. It's out of the frame. You know what? I'm cutting you off. That's it. I'm only looking at float plane chat. Only looking at float plane chat for the rest of the stream.
I don't know.
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
Make sure it's on YouTube, Mike, 'cause
There were a
it's
few comments in Twitch as well that made me think that this is like stream wide, but maybe they're also just trolling as well.
All right. So,
HDMI no signal, yeah.
do you guys are getting a post there or no post, or what's your situation?
So,
Talk me through it.
Yeah, I mean, well, it actually, the BIOS reset on first boot, so we know that, you know, like, I think it reset itself or did something because it booted and then instantly shut off, and then it booted again, fans ramped up, fans ramped back down, which makes me think that it's in BIOS or Windows right now, but we're not getting a display out. So I think I'm just going to return to sender and try to get a refund at this
I think
point.
that's probably the best option.
Try and get a refund.
Yeah.
Well, given you didn't pay
LTT
for
store
it,
now.
yeah, given you didn't pay for it, it's going to be a very small refund.
We're not taking it.
Oh no!
Shipping costs.
Nice.
Chase says no returns, no exchanges. So you're going to have to figure it out.
Dang it.
All right, we're going to drop
What
back
do you-
in
what do
with
you
Chris
think of
now. Actually, no, just the judges. Just the judges, please. Yeah. All right, Dmitry. Man,
Hi, Linus.
what do you think is holding back the ToastyBros here? They did get the system to light up. All the fans spun up. Lights turned on. But no post. What do you think the problem is?
Just like you said, you know, the one of the PCIe power cables is defective. So they must have not noticed that while plugging them back into the graphics card.
It
But
happens. It happens from time to time. We've seen it.
unless actually they are running an ASUS motherboard, and sometimes if the cable is unplugged or is not sending power, it will actually show you that the 6 or 8 pin check your PCIe cables.
Yep.
I'm not sure if they're looking at the screen to see if they get that error or not.
Well, I did see their monitor, and it looked like it just said no display signal. So it doesn't look like they got a useful error message, but we're going to have to stay tuned and see what happens. They've just tagged in Matt, so maybe he'll have a little bit better luck figuring out why they're dealing with a no post situation. Let's drop in on Chris here real quick.
Fan cable. Ouch, that hurt me. Okay, so you're an actual fan cable, you go back there. But you have two cables, right?
Chris, you got some lovely cable management there, buddy.
I know, right? You know, it's like, what's the saying? Out of sight, out of mind. If you can't see bad cable management, is it even really there?
No, I followed the exact same suite. So talk to us. What are you trying to solve for right now? Are you on like a specific mission to figure out something first?
I just want to make sure all the RGB works. So I'm pretty sure the Thermaltake fans will work. I think this is, you put Thermaltake fans on a Z73. And I think the Corsair fans are all going to work. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to make sure that all the RGB was going to work, because like I'm pretty sure this is standard in computer building. The RGB is the most important component, because if it doesn't look like a gaming PC, it's not going to play like a gaming PC.
100% right.
Spoken like a true gamer, though, you know.
Yeah,
True
but I also
gaming
noticed,
words.
yeah, like there was definitely a little lack of thermal paste, you know, on the CPU.
Ooh.
So I swapped that out.
Christopher has caught the bad thermal paste application. Chris, you're actually doing pretty well here. I couldn't help noticing though that you don't have a graphics card. And the
Maybe it's in
ToastyBros,
one of the boxes that's still. He's good.
The ToastyBros, not to put any pressure on you or anything, but they powered up their system already.
Is all their RGB working too?
Well, I'm not gonna, I can't give you any tech tips unless you formally request one, but I will say they pressed the power button. There.
Okay, so you're saying, a little bit of espionage would count as a tech tip.
I think that would count as a tech tip.
Got it, okay. Well, you know what? I've seen their live streams. I think if anything, they can be faster than me, but I don't think that they can beat Quake on Nightmare. So, I'll catch up, I'll get there.
Oh!
Is that your plan?
What?
I mean,
dang, son! Did you just cast that much shade? I can't even, look at this. My face is going all shadowed because of all the shade up in this stream.
here, Linus, I'll do you one better. How about this?
Oh!
A lot of shade right now. Ooh, the shade.
Oh, I love
Let's
it.
turn this back on.
I may request actually, you know what? I will just go ahead. Can I get one of those fancy tech tips for something specific?
Okay, all right. Okay.
So, I've never worked with this case. I saw it at CES a while ago.
Yeah.
I think it was the last one. But I don't know what that little 6-pin thing. It looks like it's like a mini 6-pin, but from the case. What is that for?
You can give him a freebie on that. It's not a North American plug. He doesn't need it.
Oh, great. Okay, apparently this will not cost you a tech tip. I actually did not know the answer to that. I've never built in this case either. It's a non-North American plug. It doesn't matter. You don't need it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, sick. Thank you.
It's a red herring. So good job identifying it and asking a smart question there. Are you putting all 4 screws in your fans?
I mean,
Wow.
listen, I'll be real with you. I'm only doing this because I'm here right now. If this was for a friend, he's getting 2, 3 tops.
Okay, 3 is one that I don't know if I can abide. 4, that's good. You're doing it properly. 2, okay, you're cutting corners. But 3, who cuts one corner? Either cut the corners or don't cut the corners, dude.
These screws are expensive. They don't just grow on trees.
Screws are expensive. All right, enough of that. Let's drop in on the ToastyBros.
I mean, I gotta say that. Okay, there you go.
Jeez.
I sometimes do that with radiators, but with fans, come on.
Yeah, come on. 3 screws.
I'm just try a different one then. It is the right one. So.
Now you guys tried to fire
check it
the
out.
system up again. How'd that go for you, Matt?
It didn't go very well. We're trying to think like Linus right now. What would he do to make this so difficult on us? So we were just making sure it's actually a 10700K and not something like older. And then we're going to try replacing the CPU maybe because we're not getting a post, and then we're just hoping it's something hardware related.
I'm gonna give you a free tech tip. The CPU works and it's compatible. That's a free tech tip.
Okay.
Don't go too far down that path.
You include another motherboard though, so.
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. My spreadsheet hadn't been updated. These systems, they did work at some point before they were unworkified.
What was your strategy? Were you gonna pull out some other Intel CPU and try to put that in and see if that would post?
No, we were going to use there was another one we thought in the box.
No, there is. There's a 10700K in the box.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I get the vibe, Matt, that we need to replace either the motherboard or CPU.
I mean, yeah, you can downgrade your processor if you want. That's cool. Oh, it's the same one. Yeah, okay. Well, you can you can swap the CPU if you want, but yeah, I probably wouldn't. I mean, let me just put it this way, okay?
Is that an actual tech tip?
This stream is brought to you by Intel. No, this is just like a gaming the system, like problem solving workaround tip, okay? This stream is brought to you by Intel. Was Intel gonna have us show a dead Intel CPU on stream? Probably not. See? There you go.
I guess not.
There you go. So it's probably, so you probably got a working CPU. Now that's not to say that, you know, every aspect of the hardware is working. And if you wanted a tech tip, you'd have to formally request one, but it might help you solve your posting issue.
We want one. We want one. Give it now.
Formally
Give us the
request.
tech tip, please.
Formal request? Okay, Dmitry, you want to field this one? Dmitry can give great tech tips, guys.
Well, I will give you a free a tech tip, but in regards to which part of your process, give me a little specification.
So we noticed that there's an extra motherboard and CPU. I don't know if that's just by coincidence, and we took out the CPU to notice that it is the right CPU and it appears to be the right, you know, Z490 board. And so, you know, I don't know if that's something that we need to figure out, but I don't know if the board is possibly bad or the CPU is possibly. Well, Linus said the CPU is not bad, so I'm going to take his word for it.
I think that
Yeah,
all the
any
components
insight on that, you know?
are being provided in doubles just in case, but the systems should have arrived without any issues. So you're not expected to be swapping out the motherboard.
The core components are not defective. We don't know anything
that's
about
fair.
the interconnects between them.
Okay. That's fair.
I can say that much. So, Chase, in fairness, once we give the ToastyBros a tech tip, should we also give Christopher the same tech tip?
We kind of had it set up like they each get their own tech tips, but if you want to...
I think in the interest of fairness, Chris should get the same tech tip. Let's drop in on Chris.
Okay, there we go. All right, I think
Chris,
all the Oh, yes.
I gotta
hello.
tell you something.
Yeah, what's up?
In at least one way, you're gonna win a moral victory here today. Because the ToastyBros were the first to request a tech tip.
Oh, I see.
But because Dmitry is a gracious gracious overlord, he and I have conferred, and we have made the magnanimous decision to grant you the same tech tip that they requested.
I see.
Which is that they asked if any of the double parts that have you also have been supplied with are there for a reason, and the tech tip is that all the core components that are inside your system should not be defective.
Got it.
So
okay.
if for whatever reason your system didn't post, I wouldn't go swapping the motherboard. I would probably go looking towards interconnects rather than core components.
Got it. Well, then I will ask my one tech tip now.
Wait, now you want another tech tip? I just gave you a tech tip. I just gave
You said you gave me a freebie.
No,
now I want a paid
it's
one.
A freebie.
Oh,
You know what the heck?
all right. You can have a paid tech tip. All right, hit me.
Okay. So these deltas, these SSDs or SSDs, these go into the 5-volt one, right? Because I haven't messed with these almost ever.
So the way to tell is to look at your connector, and if there's a blank, then it is an addressable RGB 5-volt. And if there is no blank, if there are 4 of them, then it goes into a 12-volt connector. And as you pointed out earlier on the stream, for those that missed it, if you plug a 5-volt addressable RGB component into a 12-volt regular RGB header, you will release the magic blue smoke in your RGB LEDs, and they will no longer function.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a little mini 4th of July last time I did that.
Yep.
I think we've all been there. I fried that Delta SSD before.
Hey,
I might have to take out
did
my
you fry
stand.
one too?
I have, yeah. I did. Wait, what are you saying too? Have you fried one as well?
Oh, I thought Chris was saying he fried one, or was it you that was telling that story? Yeah. You both fried one. That's great.
Partners in crime.
All right.
Are you? Well, it looks like Chris is just back to fan screwing.
fans? How long are you gonna spend working on these fans, dude?
Oh, my fingies
like-
are so
is this-
swollen.
this is like
I
your
can't reach
OnlyFans
that
channel.
5-volt.
When's your
found it, huh?
OnlyFans?
Listen, man, it's extra. It's a passive income. What do you want?
It's not passive. You got to do so much work.
Wait.
People want like specialized messages and like, you know, they want one-off pics. And if they share the pics between each other, they're gonna know that you didn't give them an exclusive one. Like, what if these people talk to each other? Run into all kinds of problems.
You're paying for mine though, right, Linus? Like you're still like running that subscription, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but I
you're
just
not gonna-
don't feel special anymore, dude. You're like, it's passive income. It's supposed to be about engagement. Now I'm
Welcome
all
to content
sad.
creation.
Yeah, spoken like a true content creator, right?
Spoken like I got paid these bills, man.
Now, I noticed that you're putting a lot of time into cleaning up your cable management. That looks a lot better than what you started with. Why?
It's not going to be the best, but at the very least, I don't want it like hanging over certain parts. I mean, isn't one of the criteria, you know, make sure you get like a nice like color scheme going on? How are you going to see the colors if I got black spaghetti hanging out over every piece of it?
You know what? That's fair. That's a good point.
That's fair.
That's a really good point. I want to drop in on the ToastyBros. I see them doing something here. I want to have a little chit chat with Matt here. Hey, it's time for a chit chat with Matt.
Hello.
I noticed you're
Yes.
fishing through your cables there. What are you trying to do there?
I'm seeing if any of these cable extensions are having issues or not working. I was making sure everything was plugged in properly into the right part of the power supply. I'm tempted to try another CPU power connector. It's kind of my first guess to see if that will get it to post.
Are you replacing all the cables?
I don't think we're gonna replace all the cables unless we need to. But you know what they say, do the bare minimum. That's something that they say.
I'm pretty sure someone says that. I know that
Somebody out there says that.
Yeah, my procrastination 201 course. I'm pretty sure that we had an entire like lecture series on that.
Wait,
Doing the
Matt,
bare minimum.
Oh, you know what? We actually have a free tech tip for you guys.
what is this? Oh.
Christopher asked for a tech tip, and we've decided to share the tech tips that each team requests with the other team. His tech tip was asking whether the Team RGB SSD plugs into a 12 volt or a 5 volt connector on the motherboard. And the answer was, unless you guys want to challenge this, you know what? Could the ToastyBros earn a free tech tip by knowing the answer to Chris's tech tip without me telling them? Sure. Okay, all right. Which header do you guys think it goes into?
It would be 5 if it's for RGB, right?
Well, there are two kinds of
I
RGB
guess I'm
headers,
being really dumb.
5 volt and 12 volt.
Oh, so we'd have to actually look at it.
Do you have the SSD?
I haven't even gotten that
Close
far
by.
yet. I haven't even looked at the actual SSD, like RGB, how it plugs in.
It's running from SATA power to.
Well, it's SATA powered, and that's
Yeah.
12. I would assume. I don't know. I'm just going on assumptions. I honestly, like, I'm stupid.
Oh boy. Okay, well, you did not win the free tech tip challenge, so that's fine. It's 5 volt.
I said both answers.
No, that's not how you
Yeah,
win.
but you
I had it right
went
there.
12 volt with a SATA, which isn't RGB connector.
Yeah, it's not the RGB connector, and also the SATA connector has both 12 volt and 5 volt. In fact, I believe the older ones have 3.3 volt as well. So careful with that one.
Boom. Yeah, you saved me there. Thanks, Linus.
All right, let's
know
jump
more
back
answers.
to let's jump back to me. And I'm going to talk you guys through. We've got a lot of people asking how they can get a chance to win one of the Core i9-10900K plus thermoelectric cooler combos. So Intel is sponsoring today's stream, the PC Tech Support Challenge RGB Edition, and they are giving away not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, not eight, not nine, not 10, not 11, not 12, not 13, not 14, not 15, not 16, okay, whatever. The point is, they are giving away 200 Core i9-10900Ks to our freaking audience, and they're even more special than that. If you guys checked out our video recently where we took one of their golden sample Core i9-10900Ks for a test drive with a sub-ambient chilled cooler, That is exactly what you guys are gonna have a chance to win. A hand-picked piece of Intel's finest silicon capable of running at up to 4.7 to 5.7 to 5. See, it's such a crazy number. My ECC memory flipped the bit. It was like, no, that can't be right. 5.7 to 5.8 gigahertz with a cryo cooler with 1 to 2 cores, which means that in lightly threaded applications like games, you could be running at shockingly low temperatures, shockingly high clock speeds, and all it'll cost you is nothing, because you have a chance to win. To win, all you gotta do is go follow at Intel Tech on Twitter and retweet their sweepstakes tweet for a chance to win. The link is going to be in the video description. The giveaway closes at 11:59 Eastern Time on December the 1st, and it is available to residents of the USA, UK, and Canada. Again, guys, we are...
No Quebec, though.
Oh, and no Quebec as usual. Sorry, Quebec, you guys... Look, if you don't like it, you really got to talk to your government, because that's why. It's not because, like, Linus Media Group and Intel don't love Quebec. It's just that there's like really, really horrible regulations that make it so it's really, really hard to run giveaways there. Sorry, Quebec. Je vous aime. Je vous aime. Vous sommes mes amis. Très bien. Très bien. All right. Dmitry.
Hey, that's some fantastic French you had there, man. Well done. Well done.
Merci. Okay, so who's gonna win this, man?
I don't know. It seems like, well, Christopher has boot and everything is lighting up, and more things are lighting up there than what ToastyBros are currently experiencing. And it looks like he just ripped off a sticker there that said number 2. And like, I think all the energy he's put into cable work has paid off, because look at the fans are at the bottom are illuminated. Both SSDs are running.
Yep.
Everything is running so far, and we'll see if he gets actually to post, but all the RGB is running.
All the RGB is lit, which is a big part of the challenge today. Now, I wouldn't call it lit AF yet, because I need to see a more cohesive color scheme, but that's the first step. He's got everything illuminated. Now, what I don't know is how he is determining if his system is working or not here. Like, does he have a monitor that it's plugged into? Like, what's going... Is he just like... Is he like, okay, well, that's it. The RGB is all lit. I'm done. Is it pencils down, or what's his plan here?
I think he's preparing the monitor, but also it looks like he's about to, like, listen.
Dmitry!
Listen to the system.
The ToastyBros are posted. They're the ToastyBros. ToastyBros. We gotta...
The ToastyBros.
Let's drop in.
They got it. Oh my gosh.
Let's drop in.
So what are BIOS? Oh, well, that was a terrible thing to ask.
Hey, Jack. Yo, Jack.
Looks like you guys have a post.
What's that you got there? You got that UEFI BIOS screeny there. How'd you do that? What'd you do?
Yes. So it was well, here we have the culprits right here. You guys this is not one of them.
What do you mean, you guys? You guys, what us guys? What you people? Who? What people?
There was.
We're the good people. Come on, man.
There was some splicing that had happened behind the scenes, and I believe there were some things that were jumped that were not supposed to be.
Splicing? I don't know about no splice. What, you calling me a splicer? Your mama's a splicer. I don't have to take this.
Ooh.
So that's fantastic.
The BIOS did. Yeah, the BIOS did reset itself. It appears.
Reset itself.
I think everything not. Yes, because I just had to re-enable. Unless you guys never enabled XMP or like any type of overclocking, which I felt like you would have, but.
Well, I don't know.
To turn it on so many times.
I don't know what we would have or wouldn't done, man. I mean, this. Yeah. Hey, who knows? Who knows what's enabled or disabled in there?
Now, what's the first step when you enter the BIOS, trying to figure out what are the issues like? Do you have a procedure?
Well, Normally, if it wasn't reset, I would probably look and see like if the RAM overclocking profile was like way too high.
Sure.
And I'd just see if there's too much voltage going to anything that it shouldn't be, like the CPU and such.
Sure. Okay.
Which I didn't really see. So, what I think we're gonna try to do is this mouse. I think we're gonna try to see if we can maybe boot to one of those drives, which I don't see popping up at the moment.
Oh, what? Your drives aren't popping up? What?
The drive that you didn't know was that you haven't looked at yet, or?
No, I just haven't looked at it.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just hoping it was plugged in, honestly.
You know what? Yeah, free tech tip. Maybe you should look at the drive. See you later. All right, let's go talk to Chris.
CPU. This is an HDMI no signal. All right, let's try adding another cable.
Hey, Chris, my dude.
What's up?
How's it going? You seem like you're having a lot of fun over there. Oh, wait a minute. I see a problem. You got the box. The box is all lit up, but the flat box, it have no lights. It got no lights.
Yeah, I got the pretty part. I've yet to do any gaming.
Ooh. Okay. Well,
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm pretty sure I've pushed in all the power, so the CPU and the motherboard should be getting power.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let me see. The motherboard has a little light on it. It's supposed to tell me what that is. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I can't give you any free tech tips, but what I can do is I can re-give you the same tech tip. Would you like the same tech tip again? Like our tech tip refresher course.
Okay, let me hear that tech tip.
Okay, it's a recursive tech tip. Okay, so we got a reminder that all your core components work.
Right.
So if for whatever reason it would seem like the compy no worky, you might want to look to the things that connect all the main components.
Really? It's the cables?
Whoa. Now,
man.
let the record show.
Linus.
What?
Let the record show.
Let the record show that Chris just put words in my mouth that my mouth never made. I've never said those words. Didn't say them.
You didn't. It's true. You didn't.
See?
I am getting old. If I thought these were plugged in. Maybe my fingies. I can't feel anymore, dude. I pressed them too much.
I'm gonna give you the tech tip a third time. None of the core components are defective.
Yes. None of the core components are defective.
Yes. None of them are defective.
Have you tried plugging them in and plugging them back again?
I did it just now. Does the CPU need all of that? I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Right. It's just that the CPU is not what might be defective.
The CPU is what. Oh my gosh.
So the core components, we do not expect them to be defective. If I were to look for something defective, I might look at the other things. See you later.
Other things. Oh my gosh, what could this be?
The other things. Oh,
And
nice.
he's gone.
That was a very clear indication of where he should be looking, but I don't think he got that. The connection part. That was very clear.
Well, it's clear when you know the answer, right? Like all the viewers at home are probably sitting there going, "Come on, Chris! Come on, Chris!"
Yeah. No, but that's the fun part about this challenge. Is
Oh no! Did his camera operator just? His camera guy gets it. Look at this. Hello, Chris.
Oh. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh man.
I guess the camera operator is being loyal of like trying not to reveal too much of the tips.
Respecting the integrity of the competition.
Respect
Respect to the camera operator, man. I love it. All right. Why don't we give the viewers an update? What are all the things that were sabotaged? So Dmitry, why don't you walk us through the hardware stuff, and then I'll pop in with the BIOS and software stuff. What is wrong with these computers? And we should give people an update as to what they've solved so far.
Right. Okay, so the case fans were plugged into incorrect controller modules. So both the Corsair fans and the Thermaltake fans. And I feel like they've figured them both out because all the fans were running when the system's posted. They were in pool and pool configuration, which I think was all the necessary, like returning them around. So both of them fixed that. One of the 8-pin GPU connections was sabotaged, and that's one thing that we were trying to steer Christopher in the right direction. The ToastyBros figured that out, and they replaced the cable, but it seems like they're working on something else now.
They're the ToastyBros.
The ToastyBros, that's right. The RAM and the lighting kit. So this is one of the most interesting ones. I don't know if neither of them will figure this out, but there's two like dummy RAM kits installed and two regular ones, and they have to just make sure they're running in dual channel instead of single channel.
I saw Jack look at this. Jack has been in the BIOS. I saw him. He looked at the main screen where they've got the RAM configuration showing up right on screen like that. And I could see, like, it was the first thing I saw when I opened it up. Oh shoot. The RAM sticks are showing up. They're both on the same channel. This is going to be a problem. They're not running in dual channel mode. He went right past it, right into like enabling XMP without checking for what is actually a fundamentally more important aspect of his system memory performance. All right, what else is wrong with the hardware?
So the boot drive, the AORUS NVMe one, that has the OS installed on it. It's not set as the boot drive and legacy mode in the BIOS. But
I don't even think either of them have installed it yet.
Nope, I don't think they've looked at it yet. So, yeah. Ooh. The SATA cables for the 2.5-inch drive are not plugged into the motherboard. It's actually plugged into another SATA data cable instead.
There's two drives. They're just plugged into each other.
Right. It's funny because I guess among all the cable mess, it's very difficult to figure out what is what. And I think Christopher did a good job in terms of trying to control some of the cable mess in order to highlight some of the issues. The next thing was the poor application of the thermal paste on the CPU. Both of them caught that straight away. The front panel power and reset buttons were also switched. Both of them found that quickly. And I guess the last thing would be the case fan curve is always set to be 100% in the BIOS. So that is something that
maybe they'll find, maybe they won't. I don't think it'll really affect their ability to meet the requirements. It just means their system's going to be really loud and annoying. There's some other things they're going to have to find in the BIOS. We disabled some cores and hyperthreading. We disabled the networking. The ToastyBros have already re-enabled XMP, so they've solved that problem. But we had applied an unstable overclock to the RAM. Actually, so they should have fixed that when they applied an XMP profile. So theoretically, they should have that solved as well. Once they get into Windows, we removed the drive letters in Windows Drive Manager for the installed SSDs.
Typical.
Just typical things. We put the system in low power mode, which could have an impact on performance, and no RGB configuration software is installed. So that means that even if they have fixed all of their RGB cables, and it looks like Chris has figured that out, they still have to get the software fired up, get everything detected by the software, and put together some kind of cohesive theme. Oof.
I feel like this challenge is a bit more difficult than the first one, just because you have to solve for all the hardware issues that kind of overlap versus what we saw in part 1. And I'm sure if they've done their homework, they would have gone exactly for those, trying to see if anything that has to be corrected the same way as before. But the RGB software, this is the part that scares me even from the observer side, because we have like what, at least 5 RGB components that are different, that they will have to somehow figure out what to download and how to configure.
Yeah,
that's the part I'm scared about.
I mean, they're gonna need at least, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't actually know the minimum number of RGB utilities that they need. Hey Chase, what is the minimum number of utilities that they need?
I'm gonna double check with Nicholas on that, I believe.
Yeah, we're gonna double check that for you guys.
4 or 3.
It's either 3 or 4. Yeah. So there's some.
The Kraken.
Yeah, the Kraken.
Yep.
Motherboard.
GeForce graphics card. The case.
Yeah, so
Thermaltake,
MSI graphics card,
Corsair.
ASUS motherboard, Corsair RAM, Thermaltake fans. Oh man! Now
I think it's at least 6.
Some of these, apparently you can do it with 3 to 4, because you got to remember too, some of these components, Chris is summoning us. Okay, let's drop in on Chris. You got to remember some of these components are just using like standard connectors, like an addressable RGB connector, for example. Okay, Chris, what can we do
All
for
right.
you? Do you need a tech tip,
you gotta tell me, man. I tried swapping the cable. I don't. You said the core components ain't broke.
Okay, so what
is
cable
it?
did you try swapping?
I swapped the CPU cable, 8-pin.
Okay, and then what is the problem that you're having right now? What's not getting an output?
Can't get it to post. It's not going to the monitor.
Not going to the monitor. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back in time, back through the chain. You got
The cameraman, I love it.
the monitor bone's connected to the display port bone. The display port bone's connected to the GPU bone. The GPU bone's connected to the PCI Express power cable bone.
These are broken.
Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I had a.
It's these ones.
Oh, I
You
had
making me swap the GPU
had a thing in
cables?
my thing in my throat there. It's the PCI Express connector cable bones connected to the power supply bone. The power supply bone's connected to the power cable bone. The power cable bone's connected to the wall outlet bone. The wall outlet bone's connected to the copper wall wiring bone. The copper wall wiring bone's connected to the electrical panel bone.
I get it. You know computers.
All right, see you later, Chris. That's 2 now.
Okay.
So he only has 1 left, and all those cables were right there beside him this entire time.
Oh, poor Chris.
Poor Chris.
You know what, though? That really is tough. It really is tough. The most
sure.
challenging troubleshooting. I mean, you've been through this, Dmitry, right? The most challenging troubleshooting scenarios are when there's more than one thing wrong, because it's so hard to keep track of it all in your brain that you feel like you've tried everything. But sometimes what happens is it's like, okay, I tried this variable, and then I tried this variable, but actually it was both of them, but now I think that I've ruled them both out, but I haven't ruled out either of them. It's tough.
It's always like that. But you bring up a good point of like trying to mentally track of what you've looked at, and in this case he didn't even look at the power on the graphics card cable. So for him it was like CPU cable, which I'm not sure why he went for the CPU immediately and not check the 24-pin and the but it's one of those things that it just passes your mind. How would you know?
His approach
that
would have
your
been fine.
Power connector's broken.
Because remember, this is a motherboard and CPU that actually has onboard graphics. Now, if you think back to the first tech support challenge, Steve actually posted his system, if I recall correctly, using onboard audio. Onboard video as a way to rule out graphics card problems. That is an extremely smart troubleshooting step as soon as you've got a no-post situation. And if he had done that, Chris would have actually been on the right track. He would have pulled the GPU entirely, used the onboard video to determine whether or not of course, we could have configured the BIOS to disable the onboard graphics. That's an evil thing we could have done to put that down, Chase. That's something we can do in the future to make sure that troubleshooting step doesn't work. If we want to get really evil. Anyway, sorry. So that would have put him on the right track, because then he would have plugged in the GPU and gone, okay, we've got a GPU problem. So this was troubleshootable. He just was kind of frantically trying things. He was focused on the RGB. And you know what? He's not necessarily wrong to do that, because you cannot complete the challenge until you have all your RGB lit up. And that's a big advantage he has over the ToastyBros right now, even though they've posted their system and he hasn't. Who are you calling right now? Hit me.
Right now?
Right now.
My gosh.
I want to know. Who you calling it for?
I think I might have to say ToastyBros, just because they were able to post a bit quicker and like find some of the I guess more nuanced challenges and like all the errors. But it seems like they haven't even
looked at their RGB.
But I think they were doing that in the beginning of trying to figure out what goes into what. That's what Jack was doing in the beginning, trying to figure out that all the fans are connected into place. But I mean, at this point, I don't know. It could go in either direction. Do you call anyone? Which one would you say is the current person ahead?
It depends. So I like Chris's approach better. I think he's been a little bit more focused in terms of what he's working on. He started with, okay,
right.
I'm doing RGB. Now I'm doing hardware, now that I can see what the heck it is that I'm doing. I like that. But the ToastyBros, while they're taking a bit more of a like, pew, 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 Wild West, scattergun
Oh yeah, very much
approach,
a pow, pow, pow.
They are finding the problems. So, all right, and they are sort of ahead right now. So Chris, he can win this if he cannot get into his own head and get stuck. He got stuck on that power cable issue, and it's like he couldn't see past the hint to the solution. Whereas,
and I was gonna say he has to play it smart as well because he only has one tech tip in the bank.
That's right.
I mean, I feel like the more challenging part of this whole competition is actually slightly ahead of us with the RGB and like downloading everything. Even though it's they have to make it look pretty and cohesive, but I guess we'll see what their subjective opinions on that will turn out.
Unless, so you mentioned that, but something they could actually. Oh, LTTstore.com. People are like, how is he drinking from a water bottle? I'm not saying LTTstore.com. Okay, but one of the things they can actually study for in this competition is the RGB software. They can't study for whatever hardware curveballs we throw them, but they could have done research about the RGB ecosystems and what's intercompatible with what.
For sure. And I mean, I've personally worked with every single RGB component in the system, so perhaps they have too. And once you kind of work with one Thermaltake RGB suite, you can do the same thing in Corsair. It might be a slightly different UI, but all the same. And looks like we have.
I thought he posted.
No signal.
No, that's just an ASUS monitor. I hate that. ASUS, guys, if you're watching, you need to stop. When you turn on your monitor, it should not look similar to your motherboard post screen because the number of times that I've had my hopes lifted only to be dashed. Too many to count. It's the worst. It's the worst. Now, one of the things that I didn't really expect to be as big of an advantage, but I think has been, is the ToastyBros 2-on-1 approach to the competition. I thought, like you said earlier, it might end up being more problematic than helpful, that they have to swap in and out all the time. But it seems like two heads really are better than one. Why don't we drop in on them and see what they're working on right now?
It looks like they're installing case feet.
Yeah.
Now that they're done with the fans.
Okay.
Is chat being mean to us?
No one is.
Wow.
Twitch chat's full of Christopher.
Hey, ToastyBros.
They're back.
No, you were almost done with the fans.
No, don't say the fans. I wasn't touching the fans.
No. I mean, this is totally not the fans that you guys are finally working on, and it's not the fans.
We're not back to the fans, I promise.
Okay, all right.
We were only got the basics.
So I want to hear from you guys. Do you feel like it's been an advantage or a disadvantage having to tag team in and out of working on the system like this?
I mean, it's not like a serious disadvantage. I don't think it's an advantage by any means. I mean, I don't know. Maybe having two people like with separate mind thoughts or mind processes helps. Shut up.
We have great mind thoughts here. The best mind thoughts.
It's all mind thoughts all the time.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna see if this thing boots real quick, and then Matt, you're back in.
I'm ready.
But I feel like it's gonna boot this time.
How do you guys decide who goes in when? Is it just mind thoughts?
Whenever someone gets stuck, mind thoughts. We have that energy. We connect via mind.
Okay.
Are the bottom fans work?
Oh.
Okay, the bottom fans are working.
Okay.
No RGB,
so you've got fans spinning, but no RGB. Do you guys know why the bottom fans?
RGB not important.
Do you know why it doesn't have RGB? What do you mean? What do you mean?
The RGB is not. It's not plugged in.
Ah.
It's just not plugged in. That is why.
Got it. Okay. And are
We
you?
still do not have.
Jackson, you see they're there. You just can't boot to them. Look.
They are there now.
Yeah, look at system information.
They are. Do you just not have Windows on them? Question mark.
I don't know. Do you guys need a tech tip?
Is it because? Wait.
Because I'd be happy to
yeah,
provide
we'll
a
take
tech
a
tip.
tip anyways. I mean,
You'll take a tech tip? All right.
Just
Okay.
provide, yeah.
All
I'll
right.
take a tech tip.
All right. Tech tip. I mean, who boots off SATA anymore anyway? Like, what are you, a peasant?
So is it because the AHCI or whatever?
Nah, dog.
Is
AHCI,
it
that's
too?
AHCI. That's pleb SATA stuff. You know, who boots off SATA?
Pleb.
Yeah. You know, you got like this is a ballin' gaming machine. You got the RTX 2080. You got the 10700K overclockable gaming processor.
M.2, right?
You got the
One might say SATA is never mind.
Yeah, so there's an M.2 somewhere.
it got SATA's like SATA's like that's lame. You know, it's lame. I mean, it's pretty. It's pretty, but no substance to it.
There's M.2 covers. One also I think that the graphics card is over where the M.2 slot is. So the graphics card will have to
Okay, I'm gonna give you a half. I'm gonna give you a half a tech tip to go along with your previous tech tip. PCI Express.
So only the tip.
Yeah, NVMe SSDs are available with all sorts of interfaces. There's U.2, there's M.2, there's PCIe. All kinds of different interfaces. Like PCIe to go into a slot. That's one of the kinds of interfaces for an NVMe SSD.
It's not plugged in then. You know what? So that's why this bracket is not filled.
All right, see you later.
Okay.
So it's in one of those boxes.
All right, bye-bye.
Whoop.
Nice knowing you. All right, let's drop in on Chris.
You try.
Let's drop in on Chris.
What's up?
Chris, I got some good news for you, my man.
Okay.
You look like you could use some good news. You look frazzled.
What's the good news, Linus?
The good news
Did I win the lottery?
The good news is the ToastyBros, as I've been calling them. I'm sure you can imagine why they have that nickname. The ToastyBros have asked for a tech tip, and I would be happy to share it with you.
I see.
Oh, the ToastyBros have interpreted. They have interpreted my tech tip correctly. They have found the answer.
They did.
So the tech tip. The tech tip was that booting from SATA, that's like pleb stuff now, you know?
Right.
And then there was a...
Oh my gosh, I tried every cable but the right one, are you kidding me? Sorry, go ahead, I'm listening.
Sometimes the cable is not...
Is he posted now? I actually can't see him.
Sorry, Megatrends is on my screen.
He's posted.
It's about time.
He got it!
Oh my god.
He got it, ladies and gentlemen! Woo!
Jesus.
Oh man,
No,
that's
go ahead. So yeah, about that tech tip.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
The tech tip. So you know, SATA, booting from SATA. That's for plebs, okay? And
Right.
then there was a half a tech tip to go along with it, and that's that NVMe drives come in all kinds of flavors. You got your M.2, you got your U.2, you got your PCI Express, you know, slotted ones. You got your slotted ones.
Right.
So if you were gonna try and boot your system, you might want to consider that SATA is for plebs, okay? You got a high-speed gaming system here. You know, you don't want to boot that off SATA.
All right.
So you might want to,
Okay.
you know, and there's lots of different NVMe's. They're not all M.2. That's all I'm trying to say, okay? That's all I'm trying to say.
Linus, while I got you here, did you guys do anything funky in the BIOS? You guys didn't do that, right? You know?
I just wanted to remind you of one of the rules of the competition. You are not allowed to perform a BIOS reset.
Oh, of course, no. If it takes me too long, I'm this close to taking a little nickel out and stuffing it back in. But I hear you.
But I think that should answer your previous question about whether or not something is being, has been tinkered in.
Right. You guys, wait. Did you disable DIMM slots? You guys are buttheads. Oh my god.
Wait, what?
And you disabled XMP?
What?
Come on, man.
What? I don't even know what you're talking about. All right, see you later.
Let me ask you this.
Bye, Chris.
See you later.
If you put this GPU at Gen 1, I'm gonna be so mad.
You're just talking about the Gen 1 on the GPU.
Okay,
I don't think he's found the PCIe NVMe SSD yet. I don't think that's in the system.
No, it's not. So he's going to have to interpret that tech tip and go find it. And Chris has shown that he's had a little bit of trouble seeing the tech tips through, seeing the tech through the tips, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I think he's just in his head trying to like solve what he's currently working on and maybe bypassing the little advice that we're throwing his way.
What's that, Chase?
Chris did take the NVMe out of his box.
Did he?
But I don't think he's put it in the system.
Okay, Chase pointed out to me that Chris did actually take the NVMe SSD out of its box.
Or he had the box.
Uh-huh.
Or like he had the box in his hand, but he does not appear to have actually installed it. I don't see anything there. I want to check in on the ToastyBros though. They still have not managed to light up those Corsair fans.
But they're in Windows, so that's far ahead than what Christopher's in.
Add another hub to
That's true. But they still haven't lit up the Corsair fans. Remember, this is Tech Support Challenge RGB edition, not Windows edition.
Right.
Like, where else does this go?
Okay, we're going into the ToastyBros right now.
This is much drop.
Man,
Yes.
I can't wait for like computer troubleshooting to be an Olympic sport. I can tell you right now, none of the 5 people participating today would be competing because, you know, I would be having a lot of trouble with this. These systems are, these are some broken, oh, hey, how you guys doing there? I couldn't help noticing you've got no RGB on your Corsair fans. What's going on with that?
So yeah, we have still not plugged in that. We were actually thinking about, and I don't know if this is a bad thing for us to do, but could we go ahead and run the benchmarks to get the scores we need to get those points and then go back afterwards and do the RGB and cable management, or is that not okay?
I think what you guys need to do is finish building your computer and attempt to benchmark it in its finished state, I'm afraid.
I can't hear it. What is it?
He said what he thinks we need to do is go ahead and finish the computer first and then go benchmark it.
Yeah, and since I'm in charge, whatever I think is how it's going to have to be, I'm
I'm gonna
afraid.
do my RGB.
But
He said whatever he thinks
what's
is
the
how it
drawback,
goes.
guys? Why can't you? Why are you guys stalling with the RGB on the bottom
It's not
fans?
that. Well, it's not that we can. I mean, we just we were choosing to wait if we could because
We don't know what our
nervousness.
time is looking like.
Yeah, we don't know what our time's looking like. We don't know where KristoferYee is at.
Quit Stalin. What are you, a communist? Hey.
Okay, and I have one other question. If we
Oh, okay.
Stalin.
Good.
Quit Stalin.
What?
It's a time. It's Stalin.
no, I know it's a fun.
okay.
I just okay. So
But we need to be Russian.
yes, no, yeah, we're Russian. We're Russian.
You gotta
Yeah,
rush it.
yeah, be Russian. All right. Well, I will say this. You guys, I feel like you've got time, but don't squander it. Is that fair, Dmitry?
Yeah.
Is that a
Okay.
fair hint?
It's,
Yeah,
I
no,
would say
that's
it's
fair.
fair.
That works. Thank you.
All right,
Yes.
all right. That doesn't count as a tech tip. You still got one tech tip. All right, can we drop out
Well,
to
and
just me and
then
Dmitry? Oh, they were talking.
So
See
this
you
should
later.
be-
All right, Dmitry,
Linus.
why are they having so much trouble getting these Corsair fans lit? It's not that hard. Corsair is, I mean, if there's anything Corsair's good at, it's slapping their brand name all over everything that they make. It shouldn't be a challenge to find the Corsair box and connect the Corsair thing to the Corsair box. Why is this still not done?
I think because these fans come with that 4-pin PWM connection plus that additional RGB connection, which is proprietary for the box.
Yeah.
And maybe in the middle of all the cable management, like they have like zip tied something or put them away, so maybe it's hard to find them in the midst of the chaos. We can't see the back of the system, which makes me think that it's a huge mess that they can't even figure out what is what. That's kind of my hypothesis.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's probably it. I want to check in with. Actually, no. I want to talk through how people win the competition. So there are 4 goals, guys. The competition goals are to keep their CPUs under the maximum temperature of 55 degrees while running 3 consecutive Blender tests, BMW 27, Classroom, and Fishy Cat. They need to achieve each computer's specified minimum score in Unigine superposition with the default 4K optimized settings, and they each have their own score based on the exact hardware that they are using. So we built these systems, benchmarked them, broke them, and then sent them to them. They need to create and configure a cohesive theme for the RGB capable components and the case, and install the Quake 2 RTX demo on one of the 2.5-inch SSDs, and get to the second checkpoint on medium or on nightmare to score some bonus points. Now, unlike last time, it is not just a time challenge. So it's not just who finishes first, it's who finishes best, but you do get a few bonus points for having the best time. Back to bets, Dmitry. Based on how the ToastyBros are proceeding with their system functionality, but just completely stalled on cable management and RGB, who are you calling now?
I'm still kind of maybe sticking with my initial response, just because they're already in Windows. They figured out, I guess, the BIOS, all the errors that are in there. I guess we'll see when they run their first benchmark. But I will say that I'm hopeful for Kristofer, just because once he figures out the cable management, his RGB is already set. Once he figures out that NVMe SSD and he boots into it, he might have the upper hand in Doom, because I mean, he was bragging about his FPS skills earlier. So maybe with those bonus points,
yeah,
you know,
that's a good point. Also, I mean, I'm gonna have a hard time. If this is a tie, I'm gonna have a real hard time awarding the ToastyBros the best score for, you know, their RGB configuration if they don't do something about that cable management. Chris is investing significant time into making sure that his cables not only are plugged into the right places, but even actually kind of look decent. Like, I'd say the back of Chris's machine right now looks better than the front of Jack and Matt's machine.
Yeah, you're right. Well, the fact that they haven't got the RGB to work for the bottom fans is a concern for me, but in terms of like them cleaning up the cables, that is definitely something to take note of.
That's going to be a time sink, especially because cable management is one of the times where you can actually make additional mistakes. Like RGB connectors, in particular, the addressable 5-volt RGB connectors are notorious for coming popped off of things when you're trying to, you know, cinch your cable management tight or whatever the case may be. Let's go ahead and pop in on Kristofer, because he looks like he is pouring his soul out to the camera here.
I think he's in the BIOS right now, but yeah, looks like. Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Chris, are you all right?
So I don't know how you guys disabled the drives in the BIOS. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm so lost.
Have you installed all the drives into the system?
Yeah, I mean, I have all the SATA. I mean, unless there's a way to mess with SATA ports on the motherboard, they're going into the motherboard.
Now, this is going to be like a little throwback to our previous discussion about that mini tech tip that Linus had provided. Do you recall what he said? Something about SATA being for plebs, and perhaps you should never mind them, and there's other SSDs that maybe are roaming around somewhere else.
You guys did not hide an M.2. You guys did not hide an M.2 in.
Don't forget Tech Tip 0.5 there. There's lots of different kinds of NVMe SSDs.
There's just no way.
Well, I mean, there's a whole shipment that came, you know?
There's just no way.
Like there's a whole shipment with all kinds of things in it that you may or may not need.
I don't want to believe. Please,
you know,
please don't. Please don't.
Shipment.
Yeah, maybe. There it is. I think we have the sound that we wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I'm about to go get the Logitech C922 and just scream into the microphone as loud as I can. I'm in a baby.
Oh, what's that?
Do it.
Well, what's that he's got there? What's that thing he's got there? That's SSD. Got the PCI Express SSD with the RGB. It's got
Listen,
RGB
Linus,
on there.
when you're operating on the budget my channel does, you don't buy this product.
Hey, if it helps
This
at
ain't
all,
something-
if it helps at all, I didn't buy this product either. Gigabyte graciously sent over their AORUS PCI Express SSD for with RGB, complete with RGB for our system here.
The blingy RGB, you got to do it.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you very much, Gigabyte. I will happily chuck this in.
All
But
right,
Christopher, we were just talking with Linus that we appreciate your cable management work and the time you're putting into it. We feel like that's going to be an advantage for you.
For aesthetics.
Maybe for aesthetics.
Yeah.
Something tells me Linus doesn't value it as much as I would hope.
Well, actually, looking at it the second time, Linus, I think we can take it back. based on
Yeah,
what
we
see
might
right
have.
now.
We were looking at the back, and we kind of figured if the back was anything to go by, the front was probably pretty good. But I think we put our words before our brains there. Are the ToastyBros playing with the fans again? Okay, we need to get back over to the ToastyBros.
Oh, that makes me feel so much better.
Gentlemen,
Yeah, you only have one, so you're gonna have to...
gentlemen,
Hi.
why the ever-loving hell are you guys working on the fans
Oh
again?
my god, why is it on here again?
Linus, listen, okay? We can't get to the USB ports and the USB headers. We can't get to the USB headers with these fans, so I'm just having to leave them off at this point. Like, I'm having to take them off so many times. I don't like these fans. I don't. Trust me, I don't.
But the Corsair fans have no USBs.
Yes.
So which USB fans are you talking about?
To actually plug in the USB for... So let's say like the Corsair
Oh, like
fan hub, to be able to
for the
control
hub.
it, that
I
runs
see.
off of USB. So we're having to backtrack by taking the fan out
I
to
see.
access USB ports.
I
For
see.
the 10th time.
I see. I see. And there's no other way to access them, eh?
At least from our knowledge of this case.
Okay, all right. No, that's fine. No, I'm just asking. This is just this is like a small hands
No,
advantage.
there's no other way to access it. I refuse to believe it.
No, I just have very small hands, so you know, for me, I think getting in there
RGB.
would be
Yes.
that hard. But oh wow, not to give you guys any anxiety or anything, but there's some exciting stuff going on the other side of my screen here. Wow, that's it's bright.
Uh-oh.
It's
Hopefully
Exciting
that
things.
should be the sound of encouragement for you guys to get your stuff in
to
the
do
order.
better, you know.
Do better.
Better.
Be better. Be best.
All right, okay, all right, gentlemen. Well, yeah, you keep it up. You keep it up. All right, let's head back over to Chris. I want to talk to Chris right now.
I have an idea.
I'm being stupid. How do I...
He really. Just tell me. Tell me it'll run.
It'll run.
Oh.
I don't think you
God! God.
Don't worry, dude. Don't worry, dude. I talk to myself all the time when I'm troubleshooting PCs. All
Did
the
you
time.
guys disable the internet too? Come on.
Disable
man.
the internet. That's not within my power. That's not within my power. Only South Park can do that. They got the big they got the big purple Linksys router. Okay, you just gotta unplug it and plug it back in.
You know Al Gore personally, don't you?
No. All right, so you're headed back into the BIOS.
Yeah.
See you later. Can I chat with Dmitry
Alright,
for a
see you in a
bit?
bit.
Dmitry, dude, this is driving me crazy. I have now watched both teams on multiple occasions. Watch this. Watch this. He's going to go right past it. He's going to drop into this screen. The first thing he's supposed to see is that his RAM is not configured correctly. And watch it. He's
No.
not going to see it again.
What is shown exactly? It's just it would say single channel or
It gives you a
Or
little
what-
visual representation of where your modules are installed. So first of all, see on the left there, right there, under where his freaking cursor was. See,
right
right
yeah.
above it, right above his cursor. Oh, he saw it. He saw it.
He's
got it. He's got it. 'Cause-
but then he looked into there and probably is confused as to maybe he's like mind is playing tricks with his eyes, you know? He just went past it. Oh no.
He's got to at least realize that only 2 sticks are showing. And he's got, even if he doesn't know about these RGB blanks, for those of you who are tuning in now, there's RGB RAM sticks that aren't even RAM. They're just RGB blanks. Even if he doesn't know about those, he's got to know that he installed 4 things and there's only 2 showing up. All right, what is it, Chase?
If you want to give a tech tip to both teams, you could tell them to look at the packaging that we sent them for the RAM.
I'm not giving them any tech tips, Chase. Chase is trying to go easy on them. I'm content to let them run single channel forever if they can't spot that. It's right there.
But what about the Posty boys? Have they configured there, or they got lucky with the placement, with the installation?
I don't think theirs is configured in dual channel either. I haven't seen them pop into the BIOS recently though. But I'm fairly sure that theirs is just as broken. Now, what is Chris even looking at here? Is he
well, he did recognize that his LAN was disconnected, right? His no connection, so he's probably in the BIOS trying to find it. But, I mean, if you don't know exactly where it is in like an ASUS BIOS, you just go one by one trying to figure out which setting it would be in.
You know what's really funny about that is, to me, going through and like enabling or disabling LAN is such an obvious troubleshooting step, but it occurs to me that it's one that I haven't really used in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It used
Same
to
here.
be that onboard LAN would cause problems. And so disabling it was a perfectly reasonable and normal troubleshooting step. And therefore, going in and disabling it and re-enabling it and stuff like that as part of your troubleshooting for a system was just sort of about as routine as, you know, resetting your RAM to stock speed, pretty much. Or like disabling your onboard audio to see if, you know, that helped, you know, like some issue where the system is blue screening because the driver for your, you know, rando weird onboard network controller or audio controller is so garbage that it like causes your system to not boot. Like that was just normal stuff. But onboard audio, for that matter too, and networking has gotten so good these days that you just kind of take it for granted. And it makes sense that if you're relatively new to the game, it wouldn't even occur to you. Why would you know where that is?
For sure. Plus, the additional challenge of this particular competition is the fact that they cannot reset the BIOS or like load optimized defaults. So that is another challenge where you don't know what could be broken inside the BIOS. And I mean, there could be so many settings that you guys could have disabled. So I guess maybe in that, oh, there we go. We can see him dancing. So maybe he's realized that he's turned it back on again.
I don't think so. I think that's like a prayer dance. Yeah, I think that's just a hopeful dance. And he still hasn't reconfigured his memory. That's like my rage. My rage is building over this incorrectly configured memory issue here. It's driving me crazy.
But how are you with rage when we look at ToastyBros and they're still dealing with that middle fan?
Oh my gosh, they're still
working on
around with these stupid system fans. Oh, okay, we've got some people saying, for the love of all that's good, why don't they just reset the BIOS? Because this time around, we call this the Steve rule. It's against the rules.
The Steve rule, I like it.
Yeah, the Steve rule. You know what isn't against the rules, though? Is telling you about our sponsor for the stream today. Right here in front of me is exactly the package that 200 of you can qualify to win just by checking out the details in the video description. Inside, you will find, yeah, see, look at this. It was supposed to be an LTX thing. Like, this is a serious, like, giveaway, you guys. Intel is giving away 200 grand worth of CPUs and coolers. All right, this is serious. Sign up for the giveaway, okay? They're giving away 200 Core i9 10900K golden samples. These are one of a kind, ladies and gentlemen. Well, 200 of a kind, but you get the point. The point is, these are not something you can even buy with the cryo cooler that you will also receive. So that's in here as well. So this was made in as a part, okay, well, the packaging is pretty bare, whatever. The point is, it's in there. It's a partnership between Intel and their cooling partner for this one, Cooler Master. There's also an EK one, but you'll win the Cooler Master one. So that is a sub-ambient thermoelectric chilled cooler, okay? And that puppy can take this golden sample CPU to anywhere in the neighborhood of 5.7 to 5.8 gigahertz under lightly threaded loads, like some games, for real-world performance gains. And this too can be yours. All you need to do is enter the giveaway by following @IntelTech on Twitter and retweeting their sweepstakes for a chance to win. The giveaway closes at 11:59 Eastern Time on December the 1st. Oh, fun fact, December the 1st, that's the birthday of my best friend in elementary school. Maybe I'll think of him when I'm thinking of all the 200 10900Ks and sub-ambient coolers that Intel's going to be giving away. Probably not, though. I'll probably be thinking of the 200 grand in hardware that Intel just gave away to viewers of our stream here. Whew.
Just as amazing as your transitions, my friend. Well done.
That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful, Dmitry. I love it. What is Chris doing? Can we please... Wait, is he already playing Quake? He's already playing Quake.
What? He loaded in?
Okay.
All right, we're going into Chris.
Hey, Chris, what are you doing?
I'm gaming. You gave me a gaming PC.
Okay. So this is RTX? Yeah, actually, okay. Yeah, RTX definitely enabled. Looking good.
Can you let us know if you're on Nightmare yet, or just trying medium?
I'm 100% on Nightmare mode.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
So I know this is more of a, as I like to call it, a boomer shooter, but I've actually played Quake quite a bit. Tell me it isn't, Linus. You can laugh at me all you want. Tell me this is a game for Zoomers.
Yeah, I can't say anything, unfortunately. I gotta say,
wow, you're doing pretty good.
You got some.
Yeah, I've played this quite a bit, actually. This is fortunately this is something that I feel not as dumb in.
Now tell me something. Did you specifically practice up prior to the stream?
No, I've actually played this game quite a bit. My dad loved like old shooter games like this. Played a lot of stuff.
What do you think of the RTX edition? Does it add to the nostalgia?
It definitely looks. It's like reliving an old memory, but like in HD.
Wow! Look at him go, ladies and gentlemen. He knows. He knows where they're coming from. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how it's done. Damn, Daniel.
Well done. My gosh, I've played this myself and I die within 3 seconds. And I'm a CSGO player, yeah.
See these big guys? They have an attack pattern. If you move up close to them, they'll swing at you, but they won't shoot.
What?
Wow. Now this is something that...
There's a tech tip and a half right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. You know what? I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if what even is going on here?
Do you want me to show you the rest of them? There's secrets in this game. Every Quake, every Doom game has secrets. You know this.
Wait, does that mean he gets extra points by discovering the secrets?
No, I'm not giving him any extra points. But what I am definitely giving him is full credit for being not full of BS when he said he thinks he's going to outplay the ToastyBros in this game. I cannot imagine.
100%.
I cannot imagine them even coming close to competing with this.
Now, when... Well, I guess he just has to go through the level,
all right? Yeah, chat's all like PogChamp, basically.
Yeah.
Basically. Like, dang.
Hopefully at this point, they're like, oh, my streamer's not that dumb. Thank goodness.
Wow, you're doing really good, man. Well done.
Yep.
I actually might die here.
Yeah, your health's a little low, dude. Health's a little low, dude!
Oh! Again! No!
So far.
All right, let's pop in on the ToastyBros.
Maybe we shouldn't jinx you next time. Sorry, man.
Nah,
all right, we won't
worry
distract you. We won't distract you. You go ahead. You go ahead. All right, let's pop in on the
see you in a
ToastyBros.
bit.
See how they're doing.
I don't know if he's back.
Hey, you got your fans working, looks like.
Yeah, look how colorful they
Yes,
are.
we are RGB'd up.
You got the SSD lit up. You got the other SSD lit up. Okay, so you guys think all your RGB is lit up in the system now?
Oh God. I believe so.
No, I'm just
I'm gonna
asking.
Get told differently.
I'm just asking. It's not a leading question. It's just a question. That's all.
Yeah, I know. I think everything's
it
lit
looks
up.
good.
It's just not the right colors.
Okay, cool. And do you think you guys have solved any, performance issues that you might run into, anything like that?
Well, we're battling internet at the moment. For some reason, the LAN port it's not even like flashing or anything for us, so we're not sure if maybe we don't have something plugged in correctly.
Oh, okay. And what is the what is the network port part of?
The motherboard.
And what controls the motherboard?
What controls the motherboard, Matt? The CPU? I mean,
dig deep.
Drivers?
Dig deep. Dig deeper than drivers. But
you're on the right track with drivers.
Yeah, what's a lower level controller than drivers?
BIOS.
Oh,
Interesting.
What the?
Is it disabled?
What-
Go check the BIOS. See if maybe it's disabled.
I'll see you later. Bye.
I didn't know you could do that. Can you do that?
That's a monster thing to do.
That sounds like something they would do.
See, I love them bullying you because I can't bully you like this. I don't know any
Chase,
They're
can you
bullying
drop
us
this
in
to me,
things like I don't even know about, and I'm just like,
Okay, Dmitry, do you feel like that was bullying?
No, that was a free tech tip.
Is there
They
s-
should recognize that.
Is there such a thing as helpful bullying? You know? I don't
Well,
think so.
yeah. Well, yeah. I guess any helpful is not a definition of bullying. So we're safe there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, chat wants to know where people are at in the competition. Let's give them an update. It looks like they've both figured out the case fan configuration. They were in a pull configuration, which was going to be a dust nightmare. They figured out the case fans being plugged into the wrong controller modules, so all the case fans are spinning and the RGB is lit. They have both diagnosed the broken 8-pin connector for the graphics card. They have both not managed to figure out that the RAM is running in single channel, which is driving me absolutely bonkers. They both have the boot drive installed. I don't think Chris has figured out that his SATA cables are not working. But then again, he was supposed to install Quake 2 RTX demo on one of the 2.5-inch SSDs and get to the second checkpoint. So
He might have installed it on the NVMe drive
did
instead.
he install it on his boot drive? We should probably check in on him before he actually completes the challenge here. They also both figured out the poor application of paste on the CPU and the front power and reset switches. So the hardware they are pretty much done with. But
And it
Yeah, go ahead.
also seems like the BIOS stuff has been a bit of a challenge for both of them, but they've found that XMP was not enabled, disabling of the cores. I think they both found that through enabling of the XMP, right?
I think they've both got their cores enabled, but like that's the kind of thing that it's sort of baffling to me, because one of the first things I do when I pop into BIOS is, poke around, make sure I don't see anything misconfigured, because a lot of the time the defaults will be things that I would consider to be misconfigured. For example, SRIOV is a feature that I use relatively frequently. So I will pop into the BIOS and make sure it's enabled. One of the things that I'll also check for is what kind of power profile behavior am I going to expect? Am I going to get Intel default behavior, or has the motherboard manufacturer enabled something like multi-core enhancement, which is going to increase my performance, but also my power consumption? I'll just go in and I'll check these things. And the minute I boot up Windows, I fire up Task Manager. Okay. My BIOS told me my RAM is running at speed X, but what does Task Manager say? Is there any conflicting information? Are all my cores showing up? Is it running in dual channel? These are all things that you can figure out without even installing any utilities. Just a simple Task Manager. And it looks like neither of them really did that. Chris is like, hey, Windows, game, here we go, boys.
I'm surprised at how quickly he jumped into that as soon as Windows got loaded.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Because the
But
thing...
also, it seems like maybe he hasn't figured out that the SSD doesn't actually have a drive letter. So maybe he has installed them on the NVMe drive. And I don't think neither of them has figured out the SSD has a different drive letter, and therefore it's not showing up.
Let's drop in on him. Let's drop in on him, because it seems like he's kind of looking at stuff right now.
Where is it?
Hey, Chris.
What's up?
I just wanted to remind you of the rules of the competition.
Yes, sir.
One of the challenges is to install the Quake 2 RTX demo on one of the 2.5-inch SSDs and get to the second checkpoint.
Yes.
Where did you install the game, Chris?
Oh, so I noticed that I couldn't find 2 of the drives in boot, but they were definitely plugged in and they were turning on. So it looks like someone decided that, you know, when you put in a SATA drive, normally they come with a name, and someone took away their name. So I gave them their name back.
Names, you say. Yes, names.
What'd you call them?
I called them Dexter and Elizabeth, and they are getting along just great.
That's great to hear.
That's tremendous. Okay, well, that's wonderful. So, just question for you then. Did you complete the checkpoint challenge with Quake RTX installed on a 2.5-inch SSD or on a different SSD?
2.5-inch.
Okay, good.
Well done.
So we can actually check that off then, can we?
Yes, it was specifically on Dexter. The benchmarks are on Elizabeth.
Okay, all right. So, that's very interesting then. So you get 5 points for that, plus 3 for completing. Did you complete it on Nightmare?
Oh, of course.
Wow.
Of course. You know what? I don't want to talk to this guy anymore. Let's go talk to the ToastyBros. I've had enough of his crap. Let's go talk to
Yeah,
Cool.
this is a USB 2 cable.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's plugged in.
All right, ToastyBros, how
Well,
you guys doing?
I'm guaranteed there's a software. Now my earbuds are working again. Yes.
How you guys doing
Hello.
up in there?
Good. We're starting one of our many RGB software installs. We got the network driver working, so I think we're good.
It was disabled in BIOS.
What?
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Who would have done
surprise.
such a
Who would
thing?
do that?
Come on.
That's rude.
Wait,
It's
what?
rude.
Just
So you guys are going
What?
straight
Because
for
I kicked it?
RGB.
No, it's
Yeah, it
plugged
looks
in.
like.
Wait, what about now? Is it working?
Now, I have a question between two of you. Who will take over the Quake demo? Who's the better FPS player between you two?
who's the real gamer?
Well, I don't know. We both equivalently played about the same amount of games, and I feel like we're both in a very equal level. So I might just do the mouse while he does the keyboard. Can we
I'll
get like
allow
extra
it.
points if we beat it like that?
I'll allow it. No extra points. Unless you beat it on Nightmare like that. Then,
If we beat on, I would say if we beat on Nightmare, like one with mouse, one with keyboard, can we get like double what it was originally
actually,
worth?
you know what? Hold on, let me think. Hold on a second. Well, the judges need to confer. The judges need to confer. Okay, see you later. See you later. I think we should let the chat decide. Oh.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah.
Can one of my stream attendants here whip up a quick straw poll for me here and hit float plane with it, please? Should we allow the ToastyBros to earn a 3-point bonus if they play it with one of them operating the mouse and one operating the keyboard at normal difficulty?
Well, he did suggest if they would get the extra points if they play on Nightmare. So that's
what I said. But even on regular difficulty, it's pretty tough.
it would be tough for
Okay,
sure.
chat's like no, but hold on a second, guys. Have you ever tried to do that? Because I have tried to do that. It is not easy. And that game is extremely unforgiving. Like, that is not some, Battlefield, go hide in a corner and rock myself to health in 10 seconds game, okay? Like, you run out of health, you die. Man, I lean towards that it should be worth something extra. Now, Christopher, you know what? Yeah, forget it. We're not going to let the audience decide. We're going to let Christopher decide. He's experienced in the game. I think it's fair. I think it's fair to let him decide. Okay, let's pop in. Let's talk to Christopher because he was freaking out over how many RGB programs there were.
I get when I run this for the first time.
Yo, Chris, how you doing?
So I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm running superposition now.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous. So from what I don't think you can disable. I don't think you can disable dim slots. And I only have 16 gigabytes, and I have 4 sticks in.
4
So
sticks of
I'm
what?
thinking, I'm thinking my thought is that
Hey,
maybe
Chris.
you gave, yeah,
4 sticks of what?
of RAM. I'm
Really?
starting to think that maybe you gave 2 of these sticks of vasectomy.
Wow, that's the definition of a low blow, sir.
I'm trying to tell you that these might be blanks. Did you give me blanks?
Well, you sound like my wife, but there's only one way to.
Wow. You got 3 kids, Linus. Come on.
Yeah, I was gonna say. All of them adorable, by the way. Just saying.
Okay, so I got a question for you, Chris. You go
Yeah.
ahead. You work on that. You work on your blank tech tips or whatever you got going on over there. But I got a question for you. The ToastyBros have suggested that they think it should be worth extra points if they play the Quake demo on normal difficulty, but with one of them operating the keyboard and one of them operating the mouse. Do you think that that is fair?
Happily. No, honestly, give them double if they can do that.
If they can do that on normal difficulty, I thought he'd be into it.
Double.
Yeah.
Dmitry, have you ever tried it?
I've tried the game, but I've never tried doing the separate hands.
Chris,
so
have you ever
I'm
tried
sure it's
it?
gonna be difficult.
I've tried it with Super Mario Brothers with a friend.
Okay, so that's the difference. Everybody who is against this idea has not tried it. And everybody who's in favor of this idea has actually tried it. It is not
No, let him go. Let him
easy.
go. Let him try.
Okay, I'm not going to offer them double because, trust me, I've been in your shoes, Scrapyard Wars, many a time, Tech Showdown. I always do this. I'm always like, I will not only concede this, but I will go one step further. And it has cost me victory more than once. my hubris. So I will offer them 3 extra bonus points, or 3 bonus points, not extra bonus points, 3 bonus points at normal difficulty if they can play it together. All right,
Okay.
let's pop back in on the ToastyBros and see how they're doing.
I'm really confused.
I'm sure you guys have. You're
Yeah, the
gonna
internet's
like
fine,
what you're about to hear.
Jack, Matt, we have some good news for you guys. Dmitry, you give it to
So
him.
we just spoke with Chris, and he was the deciding factor whether or not you guys get the extra points if you play one on the mouse, one on the keyboard, but not on nightmare difficulty.
Yeah.
Regular difficulty to make it a bit of an easier challenge for you, but still a challenge. So if you win, you will get extra 3 points.
Wow.
Okay.
On top of your.
All right.
Christopher is such a sweet guy.
Have you guys ever done that
is.
before? I'm just wondering.
No,
You
I've
practiced
never.
It? Like, this sounds like a setup,
No.
man. This sounds like a setup.
Okay.
Well,
all right,
I
cool.
remember the only reason I even thought of it was like PewDiePie back in the day, like with Amnesia or whatever.
Okay.
Like he was like the one to pioneer that. So I don't know.
Okay, cool. Love it. One other
Good
update,
luck.
guys, is feel free to complete the challenges in any order you want. I don't care anymore. I changed my mind. We're already 2 hours into this.
Oh, okay.
All right, see you later.
Okay.
Can I just talk to Dmitry for a minute? Okay, so did Chris figure it out?
Yeah, he took out 2 sticks and he looked at them and he's populating them back. And I guess, well, the only way to find out is whether or not they show up in the BIOS. And also, I'm not sure if he kept the dummy sticks in there or he just removed them completely.
Interesting. I'm going to have to deduct points for his RGB scheme if he doesn't keep the dummy sticks and
Oh,
just
yeah?
configure it correctly. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's less RGB. You don't de-RGBify the Tech Support Challenge RGB edition. Like, what?
That's true, for sure,
That's
sure.
absurd.
4 sticks look so much better than 2.
It
Come on.
does. This might just be a troubleshooting step for him, though. He might just be trying to figure out, like, what the crap is the difference between these things.
Right. But you said they might have like the actual code names and like the
they
the
got-
model numbers.
They got product names. He's got a phone. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Right.
You can tell
We
he's
can figure
puzzling
it
over
out.
this. Like, he must just be baffled by the unfathomable stupidity of a product like this that serves it costs like 70% as much as actual memory like 75% as much as actual memory, but has no memory on it. It's just a light you put in your memory slot. Oh, man. That's ridiculous. Now, I saw some people in the chat asking, well, hey, hold on a second. If the ToastyBros can get a 3-point bonus for completing the game with one on the keyboard and one on the mouse, what about Christopher? Well, Christopher actually already earned his 3-point bonus by beating the game on Nightmare difficulty, or getting to the checkpoint on Nightmare difficulty. So he's already got it. That was just him being gracious and allowing them a chance to get a bonus, because I think he's pretty confident that they would not be able to complete it on Nightmare. It's really interesting how Chris's approach to problem solving the RAM issue, it's just totally different from what I would have done. He got into a benchmark and was like, hey, there's no such thing as a 4 gig stick of DDR4. Wait, yeah, there is. So how did he know? How did he know that he had 4 sticks and 16 gigs wasn't enough?
He saw that, no, he saw it was 16 gigs, but like in 8 capacity, I think. He saw them in the BIOS, right beside each other, and they said 8 and 8 instead of like,
but he saw it in
showing the...
But he saw it in the BIOS and didn't see that they were in the wrong dang slots.
Yeah.
Well, either way, he's running superposition now. Let's see. This is where we're going to find out if he managed to enable all of his CPU cores.
So he's supposed to get 14,800 as a minimum. So right now is going to be moment of truth, whether or not he has everything configured correctly, and he can move on to the RGB. Oh my gosh, the RGB stuff is just makes me nervous, man.
What are the ToastyBros doing? Have they just been staring at Armory Crate for the last like 10 minutes here?
Oh my god, the Armory Crate download, that's, sometimes when it updates, it just takes a while. And maybe it's trying to detect. Actually, the Armory Crate might be a good software here because it might detect all the SSDs, the GPU. I'm not sure about the Kraken cooler, but at least that way you can configure multiple RGB stuff without having to download their own specific software.
It's not working, so now what? Now, do they know that they have all of the RGB software pre-downloaded? They do.
We mentioned to both teams that they have
okay.
RGB software.
Wonderful. And have they found all of their drives at this point? Why don't we pop in on the ToastyBros and see if all their drives are showing up?
Just straight. Yeah.
Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm back. We're having internet issues again. Oh, there goes that. There's that side panel.
Yeah, for some reason our internet keeps going in and out on the actual computer. I don't think it's anything. It might just be our cable, so we're trying a new cable.
Or you can tell us that we're totally wrong.
Got it. No, they're now that you have enabled the Ethernet port in the BIOS, you should not have any network-related issues from the gear that we sent over.
Okay, gotcha.
One thing you guys can
we'll try
do,
this
though,
then.
if you want to make better use of your time, since this is something that wasn't supposed to be part of the challenge, one of you could swap the cable while the other one, like, I don't know, installs RGB software or something like that. Because it's all pre-downloaded.
Gotcha.
So, just saying.
Oh, it is?
Is it all where is it pre-downloaded to?
Okay, yeah.
I see it,
Yep.
Oh, well, yeah.
So there you go. You guys should have all the
We have
RGB
internet
software
again,
that
too,
you
now,
need.
so.
We
All right, fantastic.
did notice the benchmarks are linking to a network drive. Was that intentional, I assume, or are we gonna have to re-download stuff?
That's a good
If
question.
you ask yourself that question once again,
a network drive.
you might.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Just look at the hardware in the computer, and see how many drives there are and how many drives you have. Bye.
Oh. Okay.
See you later.
I love your coming in and out. You know.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, that's what I do. They may be blanks, but they're exciting. All right, so Chris, how you doing? Oh wait, are we talking to Chris right now? I want to talk to Chris.
We're not.
Hey, Chris, my buddy, my pal, what's going on? That's a bad superposition score for this PC. This is a fast computer. This is an Intel gaming computer
with
with the RTX. You got the RTX 3080 in there. What's going on with your score?
My guy, I take out the blanks, the score drops. You're giving me faulty RAM. What do you want me to do about it?
Wow, that is very good.
Now, how sure are you that it's faulty RAM?
I don't think it's faulty RAM. I mean, it's telling me in the DRAM status that right now it's running at 2133.
No, I mean the other ones.
The other ones? I mean, I look at it. It says no DRAM on it.
Ah.
No.
So if it's running at 2133 megahertz, then what is that? Just a...
Is it faulty if it... I mean, if it says no DRAM, and then it is no DRAM, is it faulty?
So you want me to fill the slots?
I'm not saying anything. I don't want you to do anything. I just want you to... I want you to lead a happy life and, you know, bring lots of joy to your friends and family around you and make lots of money, you know? Like, I want nothing but the best for you, Chris.
You want me to make lots of money? Is there a position open at LMG or?
Well, yes, actually, but I don't believe that you have a Canadian work permit. So, unfortunately, I think you're done.
Yeah, rejected immediately. Boom.
Come on, I want to go to Vancouver.
It is a pretty great city. Very expensive, though. Very expensive.
It's very pretty.
So, yeah, well, you know what? Good luck diagnosing your superposition score there. Just remember that it's important for superposition that you have excellent performance from your GPU, your RAM, and your CPU. Okay, bye-bye.
Based on the benchmark score that he got that I saw was 14,100. So he is slightly below his target, which means that maybe that low power mode in Windows is enabled and he hasn't checked it out. Maybe, well, the RAM is running at a really slow 2133, so that should fix things up if he enables XMP. But I wonder why he didn't realize that XMP would fix that. Maybe he just wanted to run it, see what he gets.
I have not seen... Okay, neither of them have mentioned re-enabling CPU cores, which leads me to believe that neither of them has figured it out, because in addition to us disabling cores on the CPU, we also disabled hyperthreading. And that could be the difference between the 14,000 points that Christopher's getting now and the 14,800 that he needs to match our pre-competition benchmarks. He does still have a tech tip. He does still have a lifeline. So if that's the only problem he has left, we could still help him fix it. But he has to ask for it. He's got to ask for it.
He does. But there's also, how often do you go into the task manager and check if you're hyper-threading enabled, you know? It's one of those things where you don't think about these things as often as perhaps you would assume in these challenges.
I have a geeky confession. One of the first things I do whenever I have a CPU with a ton of cores is go into Task Manager and switch it into per thread view so I can be like, look at all the threads. I would notice. I would definitely notice.
Right. I do that too, so I would notice as well.
Like, I built a system for the badminton center that my kids train at to capture footage from the courts so that they can... I'm not allowed to attend the tournaments that they run there in person due to COVID. So I wanted to be able to watch his games, and so I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to equip your entire badminton center with cameras on every court, and then like bang in streaming machine so that I can watch my son's tournament. So
anyway, that's so cool. That's so nice of you.
Yeah, that video's coming. I mean, it's totally selfish. I just want to watch my son's games. It just so happens that I won't know what court he's going to play on, so I need to equip the entire place with cameras. That's all.
Right.
No. I mean, I worked with the owner, and like, you know, we're doing it as like a donation and stuff. Like, yeah. It's nice.
He's aware of it. It's not just like you just going in there and
just putting cameras in it. Yeah, but no, it's definitely, it was inspired by something that I wanted to do, and I thought, oh, gee, I'm sure all the other parents would like it too. Anyway, the point is, I recently built that machine. I used a Threadripper 1950X because I needed lots of cores, lots of PCI Express, because I've got two quadruple 4K capture cards in there. But I didn't need a ton of single thread performance. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use my old Threadripper that I don't really need for anything anymore. So I put it in there. First thing I did, open up Task Manager. This is not even a system I'm benchmarking it. Open up Task Manager, change the view, and I'm like, oh yeah, look at all them threads.
For sure. I mean, that's the legendary, social media share when you get a high thread CPU. It's immediately load them up or not.
Exactly.
Screen share everything. You gotta.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Why don't we pop in with Chris and see how he's doing on his superposition? I think, hold on, don't pop us in yet, Chase. Dmitry, should we just ask both of them to show us their task manager? Because I don't want this to take forever. And
right.
We're not all ToastyBros. We can't all swap out if we need to go pee. So let's, I want them to go look at the task manager. Do you think that's okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's pop in on Chris first.
No, please, just let me.
Hey Chris, how you doing, bud?
Yes.
Can I ask something?
We have a request for you. Can we see your task manager?
My task manager? Oh god, what's on here?
And then the performance tab and CPU. Could you just change the view of the CPU graph for me to logical cores?
You're gonna have to tell me how to do that one.
Right click.
Change graph to logical processors.
Yeah, there we go. How many are there?
8. Wait, this is a.
See you later. Bye.
What CPU are we running? Yeah. See you
Wait,
later.
I enabled
Bye.
hyper-threading and everything.
Okay.
Wait
Let's go ahead and pop in on the ToastyBros. Hey, how you guys doing? We've just got a special request. Could you guys do us a small favor? Do you mind just popping up your task manager here real quick?
Popping up Task Manager?
Yeah, Task Manager. It's a fun game. I like to play it. Could you just hop over to the Performance tab there for me? I just want to check something.
Oh, that does look...
Can you change the CPU graph to
Why do we only
logical
have 16
processors?
gigs of RAM?
Oh well, that was hold on. That's not really what I wanted you to look at, but that's interesting too. But if you could just go ahead and change to logical processors view for the CPU, and your screen's a little blown out for me. How many are there?
I see 1 at this moment in time.
Oh, you gotta right click it, change graph to logical processors.
So it's not allowing us to do that. It's grayed out.
Yes.
You gotta right click on the graph, like on top of the graph.
On the graph area.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying here.
He's doing it, I promise.
It's not an option.
Oh.
We do see that it only has 1 core, though. We see that it's saying it's 3.79 gigahertz, 1 core, 1 logical processor. So we assume that threading is disabled and cores are disabled.
Well, I mean...
All right, bye.
Bye.
or this just sucks. This is just a bad processor.
Okay, I get you.
Speaking of the processor, this stream is brought to you by Intel. And this is a freaking huge giveaway that they're running. Intel is giving away $200,000 worth of gear over the next week. You could be the winner of one of these. This bundle is a Core i9-10900K 10-core gaming processor that is, well, let's just put it this way, a little special. Oh yeah. Hand-picked by Intel's engineers, this is the finest of their silicon with the best overclocking capability that they can muster. There are only 200 of these kits in existence. They were created for LTX 2020, rest in peace, and now we are giving them away as part of this stream today. But wait, there's more. Not only will you get a 10900K processor, but you will also get well, whatever, it's in there. A Cooler Master Liquid Sub-Ambient Cryo Cooler, all in one to go with it. And when combined, these puppies can hit as high as 5.7 to 5.8 gigahertz. 5.7 to 5.8 gigahertz in lightly threaded loads like games for real-world performance gains. All you gotta do is follow at Intel Tech on Twitter and retweet their sweepstakes for a chance to win. We're gonna have the link in the video description. The giveaway closes at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on December 1st and is available to residents of USA, UK, and Canada, except Quebec. I'm sorry, Quebec, but you guys probably know why we can't do it, because Quebec. All right. Let's go back to the view. I wanna see what Chris is up to. Wait a second, is he already back in Super? What's he doing? Can we?
Yeah, looks like he's been running the benchmark already, and
Yeah,
I
what's
guess
he up
we're
to?
just about to see what the benchmark scores he's gonna get. By the way, those gigahertz on those Intel Gold processors, my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, sorry, dude. If I could get one for you, I would, but there's literally only 200 of them. Sorry, man. Sorry, man.
Thanks. I'll just enter the giveaway, you know.
I don't
Get
think
my luck
anything
in there.
prevents you from doing that, to be perfectly honest with you. So there you go.
Yeah, maybe customs will, but
Yeah. Bulgarian Postal
Like-
Service.
oof, yeah, that will never arrive to me in time or ever.
All right, can we pop in on Chris? Hey, Chris.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm just wondering, like, how's your CPU doing there, bud?
I enabled. I
There,
remember
bud.
enabling hyperthreading, and I know you guys like disabled all cores but one, and I enabled that. Did I miss something?
So you enabled processor cores earlier and hyperthreading?
Yeah, I enabled all, and then I enabled hyperthreading.
Oh, okay, all right.
It says I have 8 logical cores and 16 threads. Did I mess something up?
Oh, I thought you said you had only 8 logical threads before. Okay, well let's have a look at your score.
Oh wait, no, I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay,
Well.
I got it. Okay. Gosh, you guys are messing with my head.
No, we're not messing. We're just checking in with you. That's all. That's all, bud. You know.
But
Okay.
I will say that score looks quite promising. You are higher than your minimum.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What's the other goal?
All
that's
right. See
very
you
good.
later, Chris.
What the? Oh, I have
See you
another
later.
question. I had one question.
Oh, you got a question? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Is
How
this
much
a tech
time
tip?
do we have?
Well, there's not, strictly speaking, a time limit.
Oh.
Yeah. So, see you later.
Okay.
See- Oh, I love you goodbyes, man. Well done.
Can we pop in on the ToastyBros here real quick?
Oh my god, look at that cable management.
Okay. How are you
Yowza.
guys doing?
Do you think that will fit? I guess brute force that. Yeah.
Now, are they both allowed to touch the computer at the same time? It's just a question, Well, I'll put it this way. You guys are kind of behind now, so I'll allow it. Well, I mean, I didn't really say that. I've said more of like,
You're kind of behind.
You guys are kind of behind now.
yeah. Did you by any chance find any irregularities in your CPU configuration?
Yes, pretty quickly we realized that the hyperthreading was disabled and there was only one core enabled. So
We got
Okay.
distracted by the RGB, you know, the pretty lights.
Yeah. Oh, that's rough.
we're now both doing it again.
That might have explained
I know,
some of
we're
the performance challenges you guys were having trying to install applications and stuff. Because
Right. And
single-
especially with network.
single core today is not the best.
Me out here.
Does your camera operator have an audio feed from me? Can their camera operator hear me?
Yes,
And I
he can
operate
hear.
a camera.
Okay. Can I just see? Can I see that side panel bulge? Can you get me a profile view of that side panel
Let's
real
see
quick?
the bulge.
I just
want to do it. Yeah.
I just want to see.
I mean, it's not that bad. I mean,
It can be worse.
I've seen way worse.
Don't touch it because it might.
Yeah, that's
fly
actually pretty
open.
good. That's almost flat.
Yeah, it's not that flat. Okay, all right, I'll allow it.
Thanks, Linus.
All right.
All
So are
right.
you guys ready to start running
So turn it
benchmarks
back
or
on
what?
now.
Yeah, that's what
yeah,
we're gonna go for.
we're just our RGB is not good, and we're just gonna be honest about it. But we're having so many issues getting the software to work that Unless you force us to, we'd rather just take a loss in the points at this point.
Really? Okay. But is it possible
gonna
the
charge for
software wouldn't
everyone.
install because you had no CPU cores?
Well, we tried again. He said, "Is it possible to?"
I tried again.
We can
There's
try again.
Plenty of options to choose from that we were given. Especially
Is there a
in the
particular
Asus,
software that's not working for you?
Go back to the drive.
Yeah, I'm going back to it. It is the AORUS sync control.
Okay.
That's the first one we're trying to do is the AORUS sync control.
Okay.
Have you guys tried running any of the benchmarks yet? Or are you gonna stick with the RGB stuff first and then do the benchmarks after? Is that the strategy?
We're thinking about converting to just doing the benchmarks now.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd like to just do the benchmarks, and then if we have time...
Sure.
The problem is, I'm going to be honest, I think we're going to waste everyone's time if we try to get the RGB stuff working.
All right,
I think
you
we'd
guys,
be better off starting with benchmarks.
if you guys want to pivot, go for it. It looks like that is installing now, though, doesn't it?
Pivot! Pivot!
Okay, they're pivoting.
No, just extract... Yeah, pivoting.
All right, let's check in with Christopher here.
Oh no, is he doing? Oh wow.
Are you really?
That's actually really good.
Wait, what is this? Chris, really? Are you even serious right now? It's actually very good pixel art. I gotta give you credit.
Yeah.
Linus, I would not be allowed to do this job if it wasn't for my Twitch chat and my Twitch community, and they deserve this. And if it means I fail, if it means that I don't make it, then at the very least they know that I care about them.
All right, dude.
No, why do you say you won't be able to make it? I feel like you're in a pretty good position based on your benchmarks and.
Oh really? Oh, okay. Well, dang.
I-
Well,
I-
now you
I
give me
said
more
nothing.
confidence.
So
There you
wait,
go.
are you
Oh, that's all I'm trying to do.
Are you animating Pepe?
You ever heard of Pepe D, Linus? He's one of my favorite emotes.
Are you serious right now? You are actually drawing more than one Pepe.
He only takes 4 frames, and in my opinion, Pepe is more than just. He's more than just, more than just an emote.
Oh, that's so funny.
I cannot even fathom what is happening right now. Have you even spent any time on the rest of your RGB?
On the what?
Well, you have an entire rest of your system. So for those of you who are not familiar with what Chris is doing right now, he is configuring the RGB LED matrix on the front of this in-win case. And it actually flips between, you can flip it between multiple images. That was how we had LTTstore.com on there before. But he is actually animating the front of the case.
And he's doing a really good job with that pixel art, I gotta say.
I'm impressed.
I've never seen anything like it. Well done.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Sorry if this is a waste of your stream.
Oh my god.
But you are ahead. Well, not ahead. You have completed your goal number 2, which was the Unigen superposition, and you finished
true.
the RTX demo. So
This is
you are
true.
kind of in the last 2 stages of RGB and temperature stuff.
Yep.
This is true.
So keep it up.
So hopefully some confidence boost back in there. You can do it, man.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, all right. Thanks for that. Let's go back to let the judges confer for a little bit here. Okay. Okay.
Oh wow! So it is actually animating. Oh my gosh.
That is freaking incredible. Like, I don't even know what to say. I could not have imagined anyone doing that. I just expected, like, a nice cohesive color scheme. I didn't expect anyone to try to animate anything.
Yeah. When I first saw him draw those green pixels, I was thinking that maybe he's gonna go for the green theme and like maybe he wants to do some sort of art on that matrix, but I did not expect that. Which we gotta give him. You know, it's a creative take on that front panel.
Okay.
For sure.
Can I check in with the ToastyBros real quick again here? Because it looks like their benchmark run is about to finish any time now. And if they complete this benchmark and Quake, then they will be fully caught up. Hey guys,
Hiya.
Yes.
how's your benchmark coming along here? Is FPS look like about what you'd expect from a 3080?
You know, honestly, I've never done this benchmark, so I have like no clue. I mean, we're at 4K, we're getting around 100 FPS,
Okay.
give or take on average.
Okay. And the score you guys
Sounds
are,
pretty solid.
you're aiming for around 15,000 points, 15,050 points.
Did you just leave off that one? He just was like, forget these guys.
Yeah, we tried running the Blender benchmark, and it was saying it was trying to connect to a server because we're still having that internet issue. So I don't know what we're going to be doing in that position here. It won't run locally for some reason.
Crazy
Well,
idea
try
if you guys use the, I believe that board has Wi-Fi. So crazy idea if you guys
Okay.
use Wi-Fi and just tethered to
Oh,
a
is my
phone
thing
just
just
for the
not working
purposes
now?
of communicating with their server. I don't think there's any heavy stuff you need to download, so that would be a way to get it done.
We're low.
Oh, wow.
We're a little bit below.
But how much?
Oh,
It's supposed to be at 15.
You're off by about 100, 140.
Oh my god.
interesting.
Do we need to like, are we allowed to overclock or anything?
Uh,
They're asking if they can.
I don't think it's in the rules that you're not allowed to overclock.
Yeah,
mean-
we can.
Technically, that's not what we did to achieve this score. Man, okay. I'll allow it. Can you pop me out with Dmitry again here? Dmitry, should I have allowed that?
I mean, it's not against rules because they just have to achieve a minimum points.
Yeah.
But they also have to take into account the temperatures for when they do run the Blender benchmark because they cannot exceed 55 degrees Celsius on the CPU. And
That's
so
true.
that could bite them in the butt if they overdo it with the overclock, trying to beat the score, but not taking into account the thermals that they will have to also take into account.
That's true. So what I don't know yet is if they have solved the dual channel memory issue. When we opened up Task Manager, they were all like, hey, there's only 16 gigs of RAM, but then they kind of like,
Yeah.
they kind of got distracted. They kind of pivoted away from that. And
Right.
I think that could easily be the difference. Modern processors, like the 10700K that those guys are running in their machines, do want Mondo memory bandwidth. And cutting your memory bandwidth in half is obviously not going to give you the best possible performance. Mm-hmm. Oh, that could be it. That could be it.
I mean, I'm now going back to the question on what you asked about who I think will win, and it looks like Christopher is on a slightly better path. I mean, he's spending time. Wow. That's amazing.
oh my
well done.
God.
That's really good.
Okay, can we drop in on him?
Oh, sorry,
What?
my bad. There it is. He's perfect. He's
Oh my
gold.
god, Pepe.
Look at him go.
This
Can
is
you make it even shorter
unbelievable.
seconds?
This is unbelievable, Chris. I cannot even believe that you put this together.
I'm just gonna make the rest of it green.
That's probably a good approach because the whole idea about having a cohesive RGB system is for something to look like it's part of the same ecosystem. So
Okay.
Well,
All right.
hold on. There's an important video on this. I think it was. Man, what was it?
Now, Chris, something I did want to point out is that one of the challenges does require a certain thermal target to be hit, and you need to have
Yes.
your panels on before you run that one.
Okay, got
All
it.
right.
I can do that.
Okay, all
hey,
right.
that's a video that I made.
No, Dmitry, can you be quiet? I'm watching a tutorial. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to focus.
All right, see you later, Chris.
Yep. See you later.
Bye.
Oh, look at that attractive man there. Love it. Look at this guy. He just exudes confidence. I just, you know, if he told me how to RGB my PC, I'd believe it. I absolutely
you better
love
believe
that.
it. Yeah,
I love that. I love he's using your guide to win this challenge.
Yeah, well, in it, I just talk about the color wheel and how to color sync and what to do if you're using multiple different RGB peripherals that don't match up. So exactly the point of that video. You're welcome.
Oh, that's freaking awesome. All right, what are the Toasty Bros up to here? I want to see the main page of this BIOS here. Can we check in on them for a second? Hey guys, can I just see something real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you press F7 for me, please?
F7.
Yeah.
Jackson, hit F7.
Thanks, that was all I needed. Okay, I'll go back to talking to Dmitry now.
By the way, so.
He's checking to see if the RAM is working properly.
It's just you and Dmitry now.
All right, maybe they'll figure this out now.
They're looking at it, and he was mentioning about the memory and like why they're not in the slots that they should be.
Okay, man, I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them. Come on, guys. It's nothing to do with XMP. It's nothing to do with XMP.
And they still have the 4 slots populated, so they haven't figured out that 2 of them are dummies.
Yep.
And
Hey, that's not very nice. I mean, they're not winning the competition right now, but you shouldn't call them dummies.
I realized how
Dmitry.
that sounded.
Dmitry!
I was talking about the RAM.
I never knew you as like a wicked, you know, burn kind of character. You're always the nice tech community guy.
That's true. But sometimes, you know, I like to throw the shade.
Oh, I love that.
Shade lifted. All right, I'm back to being nice.
Oh, I love that you can do that on cue. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
All
With
right.
the power of the remote.
Okay, so they're doing overclocking
They're still.
stuff.
Yeah, he's enabling and disabling XMP. I think he's just trying to see if it changes the layout, but
They're looking at it.
sorry.
They're looking at it. Let's drop in. Let's drop in on them. Let's drop in on them.
Maybe a mini tech tip.
I don't know
Yeah.
a setting off the top of my head.
So,
I don't know. I think
tell
we
me
don't know.
something. Do you guys need a tech tip?
Yeah. Sure, give us a tech tip.
All right, I have a tech tip for you. I got a tech tip for you. How many RAM sticks do you guys have installed?
Yes, we have 2, and we have 4 installed, and we realize only 2 are working. We're trying to figure out how to correct that.
Right, but how many RAM sticks do you have installed?
These not real RAM sticks. Is that a thing? Here, turn this
Like,
off.
are they like dummy sticks just for the RGB?
They very well might.
That
be.
would totally make sense why they don't look even, because I noticed that right off the bat that you see how much closer these two are than like these. I mean, that could just mean being like totally dumb.
These 2 that we have to take out.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
I was just waiting for it. Bye.
What is Chris
Nice.
doing?
All right, they figured that out. I'm so happy we got to this point.
I don't know if they figured out dual channel yet, though, man.
Well, they will. They have detected those dummy memory, and they will have to make sure that the memory that they will be using on the motherboard is running dual channel, because
They're not going to get
they
the
will
score.
be. But then, well, let's see. Let's see if they can figure this one out. But are you watching what's happening with Christopher? Because he's populating the frog, man, everywhere he can. Green, RGB. He's populating it on that Kraken pump cooler design, which is awesome.
Oh
And
my gosh. He knows he
It's a
still has
gift.
benchmarks to run, right? Like, does
well,
he
he's
know
done
that?
his. No, the only thing he has left is that CPU benchmark with Blender, and that's a temperature test, right? He doesn't need an actual score for it.
That's true. That's true, you're right. But for all he
But
knows, there could be something wrong with the Oh my god. Okay, it's sideways. Would we deduct points for it being sideways?
Yes,
Okay. All right.
but also to his credit, it is incredibly difficult to find that setting in the CAM software on how to rotate the graphic.
I know,
I had to
right?
contact NZXT for it because
Isn't
I
that
couldn't
stupid?
figure it out.
I couldn't figure it
It's
out
so-
either.
Yeah.
So that's a tech tip, NZXT. If Dmitry and I both had to contact your tech support, it was too difficult to figure out, and you should do better.
Be best.
Oh, man.
Come on.
Oh, man, this is unbelievable. Okay, let's pop back in on the ToastyBros here.
I just realized we probably should have put those other sticks back in.
Hey,
Now
gentlemen.
it's just like we just took them out, we never put them back in.
Can I just
Hello.
have a look at what you guys got going on there? Okay, that's very interesting. So, okay, yep, okay, bye.
Yep.
Dual channel. Thank goodness.
Dual channel, it looks like. But now, did you hear they're unsure what to do with the other sticks? And I don't know if we're going to be deducting points if they don't include them in the final build, but I am not sure if Chris also populated it too.
He did, and we gave him a bit of a hint. So I feel like we should give the ToastyBros a bit of a hint. But they can run this benchmark without the dummy sticks in. They don't affect the score in any way. They're only powered by the slots. So let's let them go ahead, run the score. I think what they're going to find is that this is going to meet the bar that they're supposed to meet, and then they can move on. They can move on to Quake RTX.
Right.
They're in a rough spot. They're in a rough spot right now. Christopher is going to have some serious thermal problems in order for the ToastyBros to pull this one out. And they were out ahead for so long.
For so long. I mean, I said twice that they will win, but looks like they've just been stuck on replacing that bottom fan 1,000 times and then disabling XMP profiles. But,
well,
I mean, Christopher, it looks like he's on the Corsair installation for IQ, so he's on that last part of RGB installation. But as we have the penalties for the -1 for all the additional RGB software that is not necessary. So that also might play into the total score in the end, you know?
Now that's an interesting strategy. Can you imagine the ToastyBros basically just say, okay, look, we're going to forgo a big chunk of the 5 points that are available for a good RGB scheme, and then Chris goes and installs a bunch of extra utilities, and they ultimately end up tying it? Is that possible? It is possible. It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because, I mean, ToastyBros, it's not like they're going to get a 0 out of 5. Like, they did manage to get everything lit up. Like, what's the requirement here? Hold on, let me just pop this. Let me just pop this open here. Configure and create a cohesive theme from the RGB capable components in case. I mean, I think they'd have to at least get a point for having everything illuminated. Don't you think?
Yes, for sure.
So then,
everything illuminated, 100%.
If Chris installs, 3 or 4 too many RGB tools, he could actually lose this, even if he gets a 5 out of 5 for his scheme.
But I feel like he's approaching this from a methodical way of like installing Corsair IQ for the Corsair fans. I'm not sure how he's controlling the Thermaltake fans. I don't know if he's already got the Thermaltake software in there.
It looks like it. They're green to match his Pepe theme, so I suspect they're working properly now.
And the memory is green already too, so he's like really coming up to finishing the RGB equation and like gonna have to move on to the temperatures. I'm surprised he's saving the temperatures till the end, but I guess the fun part, he's in the fun part right now.
Especially after how hard that screwed over Jay last time. I mean, I would have been going for, like the ToastyBros are doing now, I would have been going for performance first and then let me figure out this RGB stuff, I think, looking at the scoring rubric. Now, can we pop in on the ToastyBros? Because I believe their benchmark is about to wrap pretty shortly here. Let's see if they did it.
Hello.
Hey, what's your confidence level like, guys?
It looks like the numbers are higher, so I feel pretty confident. I feel like I'm about to just, like, eat my words here. It's about to end.
What was the problem then?
Oh my goodness, it's still low.
What the hell?
Okay.
You are slightly higher than before,
What did you guys change?
but like only
We
by
took out the dummy
12
RAM
points.
modules and then put it back in dual channel.
Is the memory running at proper
Did XMP
frequencies?
XMP is running at 3600 megahertz.
Yeah.
Interesting. So what's your memory running at?
Maybe 3600 megahertz.
Okay. And your CPU cores are all enabled? Hyperthreading's enabled?
Yep. 8 cores, 16 threads.
Very interesting. And did you guys do any overclocking or tuning or anything like that?
No, all we did was go in and change out the memory modules and then reboot.
Very
drivers.
interesting. Nope, you shouldn't
Only
need any
problem is I don't
drivers.
think we
You
can't
know
really
what?
Download anything.
I think you guys are close enough that we're just going to allow it, and we're going to go ahead
Okay.
and allow you guys to move on.
Okay, got it.
Okay. All right. Best of luck, guys.
Gracias.
Best of luck.
All right, next.
All right, Chase, go ahead and drop me in with Dmitry, please. It looks to me as though Chris is getting ready to complete his thermal testing. Was that Blender he was installing there? Actually, it's really hard to tell what he's installing. It could be more RGB utilities. Can you drop us in with Chris, actually?
Why did Thermaltake RGB Plus revert?
Hey, Chris, how many RGB utilities have you installed so far?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Thermaltake, Glow, IQ. I'm trying to install AORUS but for the motherboard light, but it's acting funky for me. NZXT cam software. And I'm trying to figure out which MSI one to use now. I think it was mentioned in the rules that the PCIe SSD was acting a little weird with RGB, so I'm just gonna leave that one a rainbow. But I think, how many is that? I don't even know.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Just remember that while it is good to have a cohesive theme, it is -1 point for every unnecessary piece of RGB software.
Yeah, you are right. Well, okay. So here's the tricky part. So the PCIe SSD is technically Gigabyte, correct?
Yes, it is.
Should I, even though I cannot change it, should I leave it on here?
The Gigabyte software. If I were you, based on what I know about the rules, which is that unnecessary RGB software is bad, and that you know that that thing can't be configured properly because there's some flakiness.
Right.
You know, I think the answer is pretty obvious.
All right, I hear it loud and clear.
All right, see you later.
See you in a bit.
But before we go, just a quick reminder that when you do eventually get to the temperature benchmark with the Blender test, that the side panel should be on.
Yes, I will close up the system.
Nice.
Okay. All right, let's drop in on the ToastyBros.
Hiya.
Now, I see you guys are installing RGB software some more.
Is that Chris?
Yeah, he was accidentally put into the group.
Oh.
But has now been removed.
Oh, okay.
Now, I see you guys are installing RGB software again. Are you sure that you want to invest your time in RGB at this point?
So we cannot get the internet thing figured out. So Jackson's actually going to get, because this board doesn't have Wi-Fi on it, so we had to go get a Wi-Fi adapter for it. There's no Wi-Fi thing in the box or anything, so he had to run to our other area and pick up a Wi-Fi adapter so we could actually run the benchmark for Blender, because they won't let us without internet connection for some reason.
I'm using my AirPod right on that.
Yeah.
Wait, there's no Wi-Fi? Is it
The motherboard doesn't have Wi-Fi.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Is it the Z490A?
A. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I did think it had Wi-Fi.
I don't know if this is gonna work because we don't have a driver for it. I mean, unless we run in the other room and grab it, I guess.
Yeah, because we're gonna have to set up this. We have a Wi-Fi adapter, but I don't know if it's gonna like plug and play. It might need a driver, so we're gonna have to set that up.
Okay.
Kind of been thrown for a loop with the internet issue.
Yeah, that's very bizarre because we really didn't do anything to it internet-wise, and Chris's machine has not had any internet issues. I mean, other than the disabled adapter in the first place.
Which you guys have already enabled, right? It's just...
Yeah, it's
Something
okay.
in
So I think we'll be able to get this Wi-Fi to work, plug and play. We're gonna turn that so we don't like.
Okay, yeah. Let's look away from that.
Just right into there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my feed was so blurry. I think it's probably okay, but that's good to turn away from. That's that's good. Okay, let's send me off to Dmitry, please.
But their temperatures look like they're under control.
Yep.
But yeah, this whole Ethernet stuff is throwing them into a loop a little bit.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. That's not the kind of thing that we would have any way of anticipating, that they have like maybe there's an issue with their network switch or something like that. That's very, very unfortunate. But if it helps at all, I don't think it really affected the outcome of the competition very much. It seems to me that Christopher is kind of running away with it at this point. I mean, he's doing so much extra credit configuration right now that it's kind of ridiculous.
I'm excited to see what the final RGB product looks like for him, but he's sticking to the green.
Definitely sticking to the green. Oh man, that is.
But
something
he still
else.
hasn't run his temperature benchmark. So imagine if when he does that and the temperatures are not what they would be that we should expect, that would throw him in the loop. But right now it looks like the idle temperatures from ToastyBros at 29 is perfectly under control.
Yeah.
And I'm sure under load this thing would be.
Well, we can no longer
Nice and
see
cool.
Chris's through the screen on the CPU cooler because he's got a dancing Pepe going on there instead. Now, it looks like his graphics card, which I think he was just in MSI's utility, it looks like his graphics card has no working RGB on it at all right now, which is interesting.
On Christopher's,
Yeah.
I think it has some RGB loop on there, but he hasn't come to configure that yet.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. Well, let's pop in on him and maybe encourage him to go ahead and run the actual benchmark.
Oh,
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
oh, are we talking to me or are we talking to?
I was thinking it might be a good idea for you to run your bloody thermal benchmark at some point.
All right, I'll get over to it. I do have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm installing MSI Mystic Light for the graphics card, but it's saying that this platform is not supported for it. I'm unsure why.
Interesting.
So I'm not sure what to do with that.
I think
And
at
it's
some
not recognized
point,
in.
At some point, we just gotta run the thermal benchmarks.
And that's what we're gonna do right this second.
All right, sweet. See you later.
See you in a bit.
Let's drop in on the ToastyBros.
I can move this over.
All right, I am so excited to witness this dual play.
Me
Are you
too.
guys ready?
Don't take this.
Can you all see all right?
Yeah.
Don't feel pressured by this, but let me put it this way. You guys need these bonus points, so I'm rooting for you here.
I'm ready.
You guys you're a little behind right now. You're a little behind, but I believe in you. Here we go. So you only got to get to the second checkpoint.
I'm just gonna bob
Dude,
and
you
weave.
moving?
Go, go, go.
My God.
Do you have to kill things to get to the checkpoint, you all?
Probably.
Go, go.
If the game doesn't make you might just...
Oh, we're getting shot from behind.
Dude, what? Dude,
Oh boy.
die!
No, 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 no.
18 health.
Is it
Can you grab
harder
it?
than you
Grab
thought?
Maybe don't distract
yeah.
them.
I know. I'm sorry.
We don't normally practice.
Ah!
Yeah, that's not
Hey,
well.
That's not gonna
Wait,
work.
no,
That's
no,
not.
Hey, real quick, just try. It doesn't say you have to beat the enemies. It just says get to the second checkpoint. I don't know if the game makes
Is
you.
that allowed? Can we just try to speed run it?
If you guys get to the checkpoint, we don't care how you do it.
And you can also go ahead and to just do it as an individual in nightmare mode in case you're behind.
Okay. Yeah, in case this just feels wrong now.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Shoot, Jackson.
I thought we were just speedrunning. Yeah.
Okay, so they're
Too late for
going
that.
full
Yeah, we're
speed
kinda-
here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy. Oh, oh, they're dead. No.
Dang it!
Oh, that's rough.
Yikes. That was rough. That was rough to witness.
Nightmare, then, if you can't do
You
it.
doing it?
want to
Yeah.
try Nightmare?
Yeah.
Just do
Okay.
Nightmare with one of you for
All
a
right.
better chance.
Let's pop out of the
What is
ToastyBros voice. Dmitry, do you think they have also underestimated the difficulty of Nightmare?
Oh, 100%.
Because I had not played this game on Nightmare, and watching Chris play, I was like, no,
Yeah. Oh, 100 for sure. But it's also one of those things where you need to strafe and you need that hand to mouse, keyboard to mouse coordination. Otherwise,
Oh, yeah.
you're not getting past the guys, and like
100%.
you need the health. So at least they're trying the Nightmare mode now so that they can get that out of the way, and then
You can
move on to
tell
the
already they don't have the
temperatures.
confidence.
Yeah, it's slowly kind of. I mean, Chris has had so much fun with the RGB, and I feel like this next RGB section for the Toasty Boys might be a little bit of a bottleneck, you know?
Yeah,
It might
I don't
not
think
be
they're going to
as
have
fun.
time, honestly. I think this might be settled before they finish, even though we actually eliminated the time constraints as a primary criterion.
For sure.
So this is what's going on. Like I'm watching them play, and it's like, yeah, they got the FPS skills, no problem. But what Chris had was Quake 2 skills,
Oh yeah.
and that's the
Yeah.
difference.
He even visited some secret rooms. I mean, come on, man.
That was ridiculous, totally ridiculous.
Totally unexpected.
Is that a grenade?
For sure.
Oh, like he had a better weapon by this point already. I forget how he got it.
Yeah, I don't either. Now he's got. Oh, there we go. Might use the grenade there. Is he gonna blow himself up on
Oh,
it?
that's rough. How much health does he got? 20. Got hit again. What is this? Is this a flare or a grenade? What even is this? What's going on here? Yeah, I mean, I'm just not that familiar with this game.
Well, the thing is, they could bypass this game altogether and just kind of -5 on the points.
They just traded out. There
There we go.
No,
Let's
man.
see who's a better gamer.
No, man, get out of the way. I'm gonna do it. Nah, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
Is he
a
going the wrong way? No.
Oh,
no.
I don't know.
I think he's going backwards now.
Oh, maybe there's just an
Look, I'm
alternate
not sure.
path.
Ooh, that could be something that if he's aware.
How
On, like, how to-
interesting.
There we go.
Or maybe this is just a distraction.
You think Jackson's doing something behind the scenes?
No.
No.
So wait.
But looking at Christopher right now, it looks like he's closing the panel. He's preparing for that benchmark run.
Yep.
And I think he did it first just to see what the temperatures were like. I didn't see it because the stream wasn't high enough resolution to notice, but it looks like...
I think he
I
totally
think,
forgot, man. Let's drop in on Chris. Let's see if he was just testing or if he totally forgot.
About it, it's not even there.
Let's see.
Oh my
Hey, Chris.
dear lord.
Hey,
Not the-
did you forget to put your side panels on before running your benchmark?
What? No, I wouldn't have done something like that.
Really? Because I had noticed that you'd run the benchmark before, and now I'm noticing that you're putting side panels on now, which is sort of the opposite of the order that would normally be done.
That's crazy. Oh man. Oof, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. All right. Got it. Oh, system's looking. Wait. System's looking. Can you pop me and Dmitry into our own chat again, please? Is it just me, Dmitry, or would he have been better off just leaving his Pepe front panel and not touching anything else? Because those Thermaltake fans are worse than they were at the start.
Well, I think it's
there they
because
go.
the RGB software hasn't loaded yet, so what we were seeing is like the default something happening.
Yeah, I didn't realize he
but
was
now
rebooting. I thought he was just
Yeah,
putting the side panels on with the system booted, which is what I would normally do.
Yeah, me too. I'm not
Oh
sure
my
why he
goodness.
restarted.
Are you watching this speed running over on the other side here?
Yeah, it's rough.
They just
It's kind
swapped
of
out
rough.
again. They just changed out again. Here they go.
Oh no.
Wait, so are they at the first checkpoint now? No, this is still the very start.
This is the beginning. They keep dying because they don't know how to fight the guys. And I mean, like Chris mentioned, there's a particular way to go around like the enemies. So
yeah, they have an
it
attack
doesn't-
pattern.
doesn't
So you're
look
supposed to like go close so that they melee, and then pull back
Mm-hmm.
and shoot them, and then get in close so they melee. And
Yeah.
oh man, Jack
But
and Matt
in
just
their-
don't know.
In their defense, this is how I would play Quake as well. Just being like
Yep.
an FPS, you know.
I wouldn't know
But
either.
There's a
Oof.
tactic to it. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, looks
Alright.
like Christopher is running the last goal here, and we're gonna. Looks like
Yep.
he's in 46, so he's way below the 55 degrees Celsius mark. So
Yep. Looks like
He's
his
on-
temps are right around right. Okay. It's close, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? Actually, I guess now's a perfect time for me to give you guys a treat. Dmitry, are you also monitoring the stream?
yes,
Okay, this is going to be worth it because
He's kind of monitoring.
what's that?
He's kind of monitoring the stream.
He just told me he is. No, like the live version. Yeah. Okay, so guys, we've got a pretty exciting announcement. Oh, no, okay, I will give you the exciting announcement after I get you a shout out for our sponsor one more time here. Tech Support Challenge RGB Edition is brought to you by Intel, and Intel is accompanying it with an absolutely massive giveaway. They are giving away $200,000 worth of CPUs and sub-ambient cryo coolers to go with them. You will get, if you are one of the 200 lucky winners, one of these packages, and inside you will find not just a Core i9-10900K 10-core processor, but also a golden sample version of it. These puppies right here have been pre-screened by Intel. They've been handpicked as the absolute best of what Intel Silicon can do. And with the cryo cooler from Cooler Master that is also included in the package, they are capable of as high as 5.7 to 5.8 gigahertz in lightly threaded applications, with thermals under control, thanks to the thermoelectric cooling of the cryo cooler. It's pretty freaking sick. We've tried it out. There are real world performance gains to be had in games, and this now can be yours. All you gotta do is follow @IntelTech on Twitter and retweet their sweepstakes for a chance to win. The link is in the video description. The giveaway closes at midnight on December 1st, so 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, December 1st, and is available to residents of the US, UK, and Canada, except for Quebec. I know everyone would love for it to be available everywhere. We really did do our best, but that was all we were able to pull off. I'm sorry, we'll try to make it up to you guys at some point. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. I don't have a preview of the stream. What do they see right now? I'm flying blind here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm flying blind. Here it is. We have been teasing this. The ABCs of gaming. The first in what I expect to be a long and illustrious writing career for one Linus Sebastian, a children's book, a children's board book for all the young gamers out there. And I would like to start by reading you guys the first page, or the first couple of pages, okay? This is once in a lifetime opportunity, okay?
let's hear it. I'm listening. I'm ready.
Man, this has been such a project. I'm so excited for this one. The ABCs
so
of Gaming,
cool.
an alphabet book for little gamers. Dedication page for my little gamers. A is for arcade. Do you want to have some fun? Insert 2 coins, please, player 1. B is for button. Pushing these is fun to do. Can you touch the one that's blue? And look at this. We even found a printer who was able to make the purple and blue not look the same. Boy, did we ever go through a lot of printers. C is for console.
Gotta do it.
We're inclusive here. This ain't no PCMR stuff. Your friends are here. It's time to play. Maybe they will stay all day. D is for dungeon. Scary things might lurk inside, but you're too brave to run and hide. And, you know, it goes on for the end. But, of course, that is not how we are going to market this product to, you know, the broader audience out there. Instead, we have created, oh, I'm so excited to show this to you guys. We have created the first ever commercial that we've actually made for ourselves. This is it. This is the sizzle video for the ABCs of Gaming. Hit it!
Suck at gaming? Want your kids to suck less? Then you need the ABCs of Gaming, new from Linus Media Group. Don't be fooled by the cute little pictures. This book is hardcore. Your kid will quit wetting beds.
I can't hear anything.
Clicking heads. L is for loot.
Dang it, there's no audio. The audio is the best part. I know. Chase! There's audio? There was. Oh, yeah, Dmitry says there's audio. Okay, start it again. Start it over.
Give it as a gift. Don't have friends? Buy it anyway. It's the perfect bridge between screen time and dream time. Get yours now at lttstore.com. The ABCs of Gaming. Can you spell pwned? Batteries not included.
All right. Well, kind of ruined it by pausing it, but that's okay. Apparently the audio was fine. So hopefully you guys like it. We had a lot of fun making it. It's like really silly, but definitely a blast. So the announcement is, of course, that it is now available on lttstore.com. It is, right? It's up, right? Okay, yep, it's available on lttstore.com. You can get yours today. Theoretically, barring any sort of unforeseen, horrendous complications in shipping, it should be here in time to give as a Christmas gift if you have anyone with young children or who's expecting or whatever the case may be. Move fast if you guys want to get one. We do have a bulk shipment coming, but this advanced air shipment is only a few hundred units, and it was much more expensive to bring in, but we wanted some of you to get a chance to get it before Christmas, so please do go ahead and get it right away if you want it. So there you go.
That's awesome.
Mouse pads were delayed another couple of weeks, shipment issues. It's like COVID, it's Q4, it's like the world is crazy. All right, let's have a look at how our contestants are doing.
Well, it looks like we still have. Oh, there we go. They jumped into the bottom, but it looks like Christopher is also having some issues with the cooler.
Oh, interesting. What's he doing?
Now he had unscrewed it, maybe to check the thermal paste or maybe to reapply it or something. But maybe the temperatures were not to his expectations. But that's a curveball right there,
okay,
for sure.
Let's drop in on Chris and see how he's doing.
Yeah, that's as good as it gets for me. That's it. That's it.
Yo,
I'm
Chris.
Done.
Chris,
I'm
how's
done.
it going?
I got a Pepe on the side. Or I got Pepe D. He's jamming.
How's your temps doing, bud?
I opened a hardware monitor. I didn't see them go over 55 once.
So are you done?
I'm pretty sure I'm done unless I forgot something. All I did was turn the CPU block just now. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I'm done.
All right, can we pull everyone into the same channel?
Toasty just beat our people on medium, so they didn't get that.
Did they really? Wait, what? Did we miss it?
You missed it. Yeah, you missed it.
You gotta be kidding me. Okay, see you later, Christopher. Drop us in with the ToastyBros.
Oh, okay. What happened?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hello.
did you guys just get to the second checkpoint with both of you playing?
On normal, yeah. Medium, yes. We went to medium and we did it.
What?
Wow.
Yes, we made it.
That's awesome.
We missed it. Can you just play for us a bit? Show us how you're doing this. This is crazy.
Yeah, we can try. We had to run past. Okay, let's just go speedrun mode again.
We only have like 20 HP, so.
What the shiz?
Go upstairs.
I mean, that is some skill, guys.
No way!
Let's go!
This is ridiculous.
Go. I'm rooting
You gotta be kidding me!
Dodge.
Go! I don't even know where we're at.
That way!
Elevator!
Oh my gosh!
Back it up. Or this way.
What are those things?
Oh my.
Oh no.
Oh, all right. Can you
Yes,
guys
was
drop
that
us all in
proof
the
enough?
same
Was that
chat?
proof enough?
Yeah, you guys did it. You're amazing. You guys are amazing.
Okay, cool.
All right.
That was so cool.
All right, drop us into the
we
same
still have a lot
chat,
more
please.
to do.
Okay.
I think they're
Okay.
calling it
So
there.
this is it, guys.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to call time here. We're gonna have to call time. So
Hey
let's
Chris,
go through.
how's it going, buddy?
How's it going? Hi, Jackson.
We're
Zach,
in
if
pain.
you're there, what's up?
Dude, I am so in pain. Like, oh my god.
All right, let's go through the competition goals here. So, do not exceed a CPU maximum temp of 55 while running Blender. Now, ToastyBros, did you guys manage to run Blender?
We got it to run, but it definitely was
Yeah,
not where we
we
needed to be.
exceeded.
All right, Chris did pull it off, so that's a 5, and we'll give the ToastyBros a 3 there. You know, run it, but not quite meet the requirements. We'll call it a 3. Achieve computer specified minimum score in Unigine superposition. Chris did manage it. Team Toasty, we'll give you guys a 4.5. 4.5. You guys were real close. Real close.
You're very close there, yeah.
Configure and create a cohesive theme from the RGB capable components in case. Chris, I gotta give you a 4. You got some random orange in there, and also that's not the most politically correct RGB theme that I've ever seen. So, you know, in the interest of not offending our viewers, you know, we're gonna dock 0 points for it, but I'm definitely mentioning it. I'm
wondering
mentioning
what
it.
he did.
ToastyBros, Dmitry, what would you give the ToastyBros for their RGB theme?
I mean, it's kind of like a semi-rainbow approach. That was obviously your goal, right? So I would give you guys a 3.
Oh yeah,
A
for
3.
sure.
Like a
Okay.
All right.
yeah.
As for the Quake 2 RTX demo, you both completed it, and Chris, I think you will be surprised to discover that the ToastyBros did qualify for the 3 bonus points.
Dang, okay, nice.
I bet you're glad that you didn't want to give them 6 bonus points for that now.
That's sick. That's it, dude. I'm impressed. I want to watch the VOD.
It's pretty nuts.
You gotta watch it.
So both teams got 5 points for installing the Quake 2 RTX demo and getting to the second checkpoint, with Chris getting 3 bonus points for doing it on Nightmare difficulty, and the ToastyBros getting 3 bonus points for doing it with 1 operating the mouse and 1 operating the keyboard.
That's so sick.
Unfortunately, oh wait, no, there's one more thing. How
there's one more thing.
How many RGB utilities did you install, Chris?
I believe I actually have a list of what's in here. So I put it into a needed file. So I have Glow, IQ, NZXT, Thermaltake, Mystic Light, and I attempted AORUS Sync, but I couldn't get it to work.
Okay, so you've actually got -1 point for that. That's 1 more than you needed. I don't remember which one you don't need, but that's 1 more than you needed. Fortunately, the good news for you is that you came out ahead, 25 points to 18.5. And guys, I just want to say that there is no real loser in this. You guys competed hard. Oh, hold on, Chase is interrupting. Apparently there is a real loser. Go ahead.
Whoa.
There is no real loser in this competition. I want to thank you guys so much for participating. It was absolutely grueling. We know. This was way harder than the first one. So anyone watching this going like, oh yeah, Steve and Jay they did it so much better, they did it so much faster. Like, Dmitry, do you think that this would have been way more challenging than the first one?
Oh, for sure. This is definitely more challenging. Like you have to approach the whole RGB angle from like all the wiring and cables, and that was quite the bottleneck for both of you when you open the computers and start to fiddle around with SATA connections and all the Moloch stuff. Yeah, it's tough. This definitely was a more challenging approach, competition, but also it's a really good learning opportunity for all the viewers because like just figuring out what could go wrong with the system, especially not with these particular systems obviously, but in general, like a really good life lesson on all PC troubleshooting in the future, right?
Absolutely. And it also goes to show that when you're under pressure, you got to stop and take a deep breath, because when you feel like you're constrained by time, it's easy to overlook things that I'm sure both of you are looking back at this last 3 hours going, I can't believe.
Yep.
I can't believe that.
Given all the mini tech tips that we've been throwing your way too, some were accepted and some were not. So it's also like one of those things where a lot of things are happening in your head when trying to troubleshoot.
Yep. So if we could get you guys to pull out your trophies, please. I believe there is a trophy package.
So we get the loser one, right?
There's a trophy package?
Yes.
There's a trophy. You just did not look through the package at all, did you, Chris?
I really... Okay, you guys put like 16 different RGB components in the PC. I thought everything came in the case, okay?
Well, not the trophy. All right, so ToastyBros.
Oh.
Oh my god, we actually get like a loser trophy.
We got a second place trophy.
Oh.
Yay!
Your PC isn't the brightest, but neither are you.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Well done, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
I'm gonna like put this up somewhere.
What the heck? Good for you, I guess.
Good for you, I
Did
guess.
Chase write this?
It's not much better.
No, I wrote it.
What the heck?
All right. Good job, everyone. Thank you again for participating. I know this was absolutely grueling. You guys are awesome. If you guys don't know where to find these guys, KristoferYee is over on YouTube, of course. Just search for KristoferYee. You will find him. We're going to have him linked in the video description as well. He is our champion today, joining a long list of successful tech support challenge winners. Steve and Chris. That's a long list by some people's standards. And of course the ToastyBros, who you can find over on YouTube and also on Floatplane. Oh yeah, they joined the Floatplane family a couple of weeks ago. And I believe you guys have some exclusive like behind the scenes stuff over there right now, don't you?
Yes, exactly.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So you can find them there. And of course, I want to thank my co-commentator here, Dmitry Novoselev. I've never tried to say your last name out loud. Is that close?
You're close. You're not butchering it. I'll give you that.
Thank you very much. So Dmitry is from Hardware Canucks. He's one of the most OG members of that team. You know what's really funny? Hardware Canucks has a super special place in my heart. And Dmitry, I think you know this, but I was actually one of the first writers for Hardware Canucks.
Oh, I know.
And
yeah, you did some reviews, like some written reviews of, I'm not sure of what items, power supplies,
like water blocks
what were you
and
doing?
Stuff. Yeah, water blocks and stuff like that. So Hardware Canucks used to be owned by the retailer that I worked for, but they are completely independent now. Those guys are doing fantastic work, so you should go check them out, and you can see more of Dmitry's awesome tech knowledge and personality over there. So that's it. Thanks to you guys for participating, all of y'all for watching, Intel for sponsoring it, and don't miss the giveaway. All the info down below. I don't see any reason why the ToastyBros, Chris, and Dmitry can't enter the giveaway. Go enter the giveaway, guys. 10900K golden sample, okay, cryo cooler. There's 200. There's 200 of them. So even if you win one, you don't even have to feel bad about a viewer missing out because they're 200. All right. That's it. Peace out and good night, everyone.
Thank you guys. Good night.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Have a good one.